Hello guys, welcome back to the Soft and Tender podcast. My name is Sandra and I am your host. Hi guys, happy new year. So today I have a guest here, guys. Like now, after recording with my sister, I actually don't think that I can record without having somebody next to me. It's like now I actually understand people that have like 2-man podcasts, hosts, or like always have guests, because it's like, girl, have I just been speaking to myself? Anytime there's a joke, I'm the only one laughing. So, but like today, I have my dear friend. She flew in. You guys, how many of you have friends that fly in to come and see you just for the weekend? Anyway, I have my friend here. Her name is Grace. Grace, say hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm so stoked to be here.
If you know, you know.
I'm so happy to be on here. I think this has been a long time coming, honestly. And yeah, I'm Grace. I'm Sandra's friend. We've been friends since when undergrad.
It's been 10 years now.
It's been time.
Can you believe it's been 10 years?
10 years is crazy.
2015, 10 years. That's very mad.
10 years is mad.
I saw a reel that we have to do. It was a 10-year thing too.
Okay. Do we have any throwback pictures? No,
it didn't require throwback.
Right.
It was just like a write-up, like, can't believe we've seen each other through 2015, 2016, and then the girl was dancing.
Cutie.
And I was like, that's when it actually dawned on me, because in my mind, I was like, oh, if I told you to do this video, it's just be like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then I realized that, wait, we're old. Because 10 years is like what? That's almost my brother's age.
I'm telling you.
Nah,
I'm really happy to be here. And about talking to yourself, I think Sandra is really good at entertaining herself. She loves her own company very much. So I didn't doubt it when you said you're going to do this by yourself.
Aww.
So
best in encouragement.
Well done. I mean, you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you, my love. You guys, so Grace arrived yesterday, Friday. Today's Saturday. We have lunch planned out. Grace is taking me out to lunch in my own city. Like you guys, how does that work?
You don't go out now. You don't go anywhere.
I don't know anywhere. She literally had to Google places. But we're going to lunch. We had akara and pap for breakfast.
Sensational. I don't think I had that for breakfast in like 6 years.
When did you leave
Maybe
Nigeria?
even more. I left Nigeria 2020, January. But before then, I don't remember having pap and akara.
Are you serious?
I swear. Even I never remember having. I can't remember the last time I had it, but it was really good. It was really.
I made
really
your
good.
Saturday morning dreams come through.
Yeah, Rolake is such a. Oh, God.
It's okay. Just call me Morolake. Do you understand? I don't know what
it's so high.
Just call me. It's fine. Go ahead.
Outside of you, I used to say Rolly when I tell somebody about it. Oh, Rolly.
But when you're talking,
when I'm talking to you, is Rolake.
Yes. Even on the phone, you always say Rolly, and then you come here and then you're calling Rolake. It sounds so odd.
I mean, Rolly is too mushy, so I don't want to be mushy in front of you. So
because she knows I don't do well with all these mushy things.
Yeah. What was I going to say? She's such an intentional friend.
The rest, I beg. They don't start.
So cute.
This is the problem, you guys. I don't like all these things. Can we just move on? This is not the reason we're doing this thing. Okay?
She came to pick me up at the airport. So let me say, guys.
You know what? Say your own POV and I'll say mine.
Let me give you guys my point of view. So I arrived yesterday and
But were you suspecting before you arrived at all?
No.
Oh.
You had asked in passing, because when you bought my ticket, you told me I've gotten train ticket and everything, and then you told me, do I want you to come and pick me from the airport? I was like, yeah, come now. And then there was nothing said after that. So I didn't expect.
Did you say I should come?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I thought you should come.
I don't think I paid attention to your answer.
She had work. So, because you had already done what you want to do in your mind.
So it was like whether you said yes or no, I knew what I was going to do.
So she had work. I mean, she told, my point of view.
Yeah.
She had work on Friday evening. So there was no way she would come to pick me up. She'd be too tired. So I just said, you know what? No wahala.
Friday morning.
Friday evening now. Your work was from midday till...
It was supposed to be from morning. And then I was going to skip out the first half of the morning shift.
Yeah. But you then told me that the morning shift was...
Oh, I told you that. Oh, okay.
You told me you had sorted out the morning shift and you'd be able to...
Come.
So anyway... Fast forward to Friday morning, I had a scare. Woke up late. I literally ran to the airport.
What time was your flight?
My flight was for 6:15 a.m. you guys, and I woke up at 4:50. I was supposed to be at the airport at 4.
Pushing it real close, girl.
Most. Once I got out of bed, I had booked my taxi the night before. I scheduled the taxi to come pick me up. But my house isn't far from the airport, so that's one saving grace. The way I ran, like I sprinted out of my house, ordered the taxi, went to the airport. I was cutting it very close. The gate had already closed by the time I got there.
What time did I call you? You were in your taxi when I woke up. That was like 5:30.
Yeah, immediately I woke up, I texted you, I was like, I've missed my flight. I texted that I just woke up.
Did you?
I don't think, did I?
You didn't text me. It wasn't me you texted.
Right, okay. But anyway, I thought I texted you saying I'd woken up late and everything. I ran out of the house, got to the airport with 1 hour to spare. Got to security. got to security. The line was long. As expected, I came from Dublin, so Dublin airport is very packed every day.
Even that early?
Yep. Very, very packed. And they have a lot of will I say stalls for like security checkpoints. Yeah. So I don't know. I got through and I looked at I was tracking it on the app. I saw that they had started boarding. That's how I started running. And the gate so happened that the gate was like at the end of the airport. Literally, I was running from point
one
A to
end
point
to the
Z.
other.
I was like, where is this gate? And then when I checked the app, I saw gates closed. I was just like, you know what? No wahala. I'm not even going to run again. I just started preparing myself mentally for paying for another flight.
Girl, money.
It's not even money. Do you know I'm so unfit, guy? I was running and I was the only one running. If other people were running, I probably had ginger, but I was the only one running because of course those ones came early for their journey. But anyway, got there, and then luckily enough I wasn't the only one that was late. I found another couple. They were running in front of me, so I was like, okay. And then when I saw they were running towards that gate, I was like, perfect. So the attendant there asked, oh, is it to so location? And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, get on, coming. Bro, we're the last people to board. But I was very happy that I got on that flight. Anyway, arrived at that location. Texted this madam. This madam that I had gotten here. Now,
your flight arrived even earlier.
Yeah. We arrived. It was supposed to arrive 7:15. We arrived 7:08 or 7:07.
I think it was before then.
No, it was 7:07 when I texted you that we had arrived, and I checked time, and you were like, "That's very early." I'm normally
rolling.
Whatever. Sandra doesn't have a problem picking up a video call or picking up the phone. All of a sudden, her network was bad. Sandra was telling me that, oh, my network is bad. I was like, why is your network bad? She said, because I'm on the... No.
I didn't say.
She didn't say it. So I was just thinking to myself, anyway, I found my way to the train station. And then I was just calling her, like, pick up. And she's like, oh, but my network is bad. I'm like, will you just pick up? Like, just pick up. Because, mind you, she had my ticket, my train ticket.
Oh, yeah, intentionally did not send that.
She had like a lot of things with her. She had, of course, she's one who lives here, so she would know better, like direction and whatnot. And I was just like, this babe wants to annoy me. Like, what's this rubbish that this one is doing?
Well, when I saw you were getting pissed, that was my send
like,
ticket.
Will you just pick up first? Like, at least pick up first, so that you know where I'm at. Because we're just texting back and forth. Then she finally picks up. And I could tell that she was on the coach. I could tell for sure that you were on the bus. It's one thing to be on to be in the city bus, and because like the windows are open, those bus sound very loud. But those intercity bus, they're very cozy. The windows are like, so I knew that you were on a coach. I knew. But then you told me that you were on the bus to Tesco.
You were like, are you on the bus?
After that call, I was like, let me just allow her to surprise me. But then I was like, at what point will she come and surprise me? Do you get? So I texted her, are you on the bus? She said yes. That she's on the bus to Tesco. I was like, okay. I thought you were coming here. She said, no, she's not coming here. She's going to...
No, you were like, are you coming here?
Are you coming here? That's
I
where
was like,
I'm
yes.
at. So I had to take a train that was an hour to her city. So I was like, are you coming to pick me? Or should I wait? Am I meeting you at your city? Or would you come
Which was
here?
the original plan.
Yeah, which was the original plan. She was like, oh no, she's taking the bus to the train station in her city. So I'm like,
So
look
early.
at the time. Like, are you not excited? And mine, she was supposed to make me breakfast. Do you get? So I just said, you know what, okay, no wala. But why are you on the bus now? And they said she needs to get some last minute shopping from Tesco.
You guys keep in mind that there's Sainsbury's and
downstairs.
Do you get like literally downstairs?
So what exactly do you want to
And
get
like
from
Tesco is actually a bus away from where I live. So it's like, why are you going all the way to Tesco when there's Sainsbury's and Lidl right next to you?
I already clocked it, but I didn't want to dip it too much. I just said, you know what, it's fine. Like, at what point will she meet me? Because my first train is leaving the airport soon. The second train is right after that. So I just said, you know what, like, believe her. I didn't believe her, but I just said, you know, it's okay.
Just in case.
Yeah. Then I got to the second stop where I had to take the train down to her city, and got on the train. Everything was fine. I texted her, oh, I'm here, this one, that one, that one. We're just texting the whole time. Because, again, that was weird. If I call Rolly, she'll pick up, you know.
I was even shocked that you did not keep constantly calling me.
Because he said the network was bad.
Do you know that last time when you came in December, we actually stayed on the
so
call like the entire time, even when I was like at work.
So it was I was just like, is this one trying to be annoying? Like, what? Do you know what? A part of me then thought that maybe you're even trying to make the breakfast. Or maybe you're even cleaning up. Like, maybe you're even like, maybe you're doing something that genuine. But then, which network were you using to lie? Like, you could have said any other thing, but network was crazy.
No, actually, the network was actually poor.
Because you were the coach. You were in your house. If you were where I thought you would be, your network was not supposed to be poor. Anyway, go on the train to her city, and then I texted her, I was like, oh, I'm on the train, yada yada yada, and then the next thing I get a message from her. Mind you, I was watching something on YouTube.
I saw.
And then the next thing I get a message from her, and I open it, and this goat sent me a video of myself.
I wish I recorded. I wish immediately after I sent that video, I started recording.
Yeah. Did I open it immediately? You sent it?
No, you turned your phone, you know, you were on landscape, so you moved your phone portrait.
Yeah.
And then the message came, but you didn't click on it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what you were doing, but then when you finally decided to click on it, it had gone. Yeah. So you now had to swipe back to your messages.
Yeah.
And then you opened it, you watched the video, and then so ever slowly you turned your head.
And I see these goats.
She just started laughing, you guys.
Just started laughing.
Hey guys, let me say my POV. Right, so she said she was coming, and when she came in December, she flew in through Birmingham. Right, that was nice. I was at work, so she found her way the entire time. But this time around, she flew in through Manchester, and I was supposed to work. I had a double shift on Friday, and usually my double shift, that means I leave the house at 6. I don't get back till like midnight, right? Yeah. So I found a way to, finally move the shift around and get the entire Friday off. But I did not tell her. I just told her that. At first I was like, I didn't tell her that I was trying to figure a way around it. Yeah. Then when I did, I just told her that, it's just Friday morning off. But then after we hang out a little in the morning, I'll have to leave for work and I won't be back till midnight. So she was like, you know what, that's fine, cool, no problem. She was even considering spending the night in Manchester.
Yeah, especially since
so I was like, you know what, no, it's not that deep. So time to go, and of course my sister is in on this, this is the only other person I talk to as much as I talk to Grace. And I'm like, oh, do you think I should get Grace flowers? And she's like, does she like flowers? I'm like, well, Grace buys herself flowers. She's like, that's my question, then you have to get flowers. So I'm like, oh my god, this is a problem. So Saturday night I crossed over to Sainsbury's, buy flowers, these nice yellow looking flowers.
Got it the night before.
I got it. What store will be open? Because keep in mind that my train to Manchester was supposed to leave 6:24, and we're supposed to arrive Manchester Airport at 7:52. And that was the first train out of here.
Right.
So even then, was pushing it close because considering you even landed at 7:15, I was just really praying that when you came in December, your flight was delayed.
Yeah.
So I was actually hoping that it would be delayed. So when every time I asked that, is it going to be delayed? And he said no. I was like,
no, everything was going smooth.
I was panicking. I was like banking on the fact that it would be delayed. Now also keep in mind that 6:24 train, I missed it.
Okay.
I was still in the house when the train was leaving. Okay. In fact, by the time I checked my time to be like, how many minutes do I have to make it? I saw that it was already like 6:33.
Yeah.
So the next one I caught was for 6:49. So, and it's a walking distance. I literally had to call a taxi because I was not going to make it if I walked.
Yeah.
And the taxi is like 3 minutes away.
Okay.
So I get there, I'm on time. I get there like 6:44, only for me to see that the train was delayed and I was not going to arrive till 6:56. Now keep in mind that if we left 6:49, the estimated time of arrival at Manchester Airport was 7:57. It was all this time I was busy telling you to take the 8 or something train.
Because I was looking on the board at the train station. I'm like, there's a train that I can get. Like, why do I have to stand here?
So I was pushing it really, really close. Now, if you guys know Manchester, you know that to get to the airport, you literally have to stop wherever you're coming from at Piccadilly. I don't even know if that's how they pronounce it.
It's Piccadilly.
And then take a train from Piccadilly to the airport. So when I get to Piccadilly, I made a video, by the way, I've never shown you. And at that point, I was so confused because it was going to take like another 5 minutes for the train to the airport to arrive. Like, should I wait for you at Piccadilly and just go and wait at the terminal you were going to arrive at? Like, instead of coming all the way to the airport.
Right.
So, but then you assured me that, we're going to take the 8:04 train.
Yeah.
And the estimate was like I was supposed to get there 8 o'clock. So I was like, you know what? 8 o'clock, 8:04. I will run. It was close. And immediately I ran. You guys tell me why I go to the wrong side. I can't find the terminal. Is it terminal or platform?
Platform.
I couldn't find the platform. She was on platform 3 and I think I got down on platform 1. So for some reason I ended up in platform 4, and then I got on the train and I'm video calling this girl and she doesn't pick because I think she's on the train, right?
So my what is that thing that comes on DND driving, so that was on, so
my god. So I'm trying to like FaceTime her and I'm walking down like through the coaches and I don't see her, so I just end up sitting at the last one because I ended at the first one and I walked all the way down to the last one.
Okay.
So by this time I'm texting her and she's like, we've left the airport. I'm like, oh my god, shit. And I'm like, she's not on this one because keep in mind that one was also delayed like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So at this point I'm like, okay, you can't take, I think at that point the next train to my city was like 8:46 or something. So it made sense. I was like, okay, I'll still be able to get there in time to catch her on that train. Tell me why this one was delayed. It was like 20 or 25 minutes of delay. At first,
was also delayed. The train I was on was also delayed. Except somebody was on the track.
But at least by the time you got to Piccadilly, there was still a good amount of time before the train here would leave, right?
Yeah.
Mine was cutting it close.
Yeah.
And now we arrived on platform, I think was in 9, and the one we were on was platform 7. So I was like, okay, it's close by. I remember seeing the platforms when I was coming. So I get off the train. I am running, like everywhere is just flying, everything. I'm trying to not lose the flowers are falling off. I'm like, this is chaos. Keep in mind, guys, I had iced drink, I had brioche bread, like ready to give her breakfast and flowers. And then I finally get on the train. And then now, when you're walking through the coaches, like on the normal train I'm used to, it's literally you just have to press a button and it's open. Tell me why this one had the door handle.
Wait, like the connecting the
yes
model.
So when I entered because I entered the first coach, right? Because at this point it was 8:45 and the train is leaving 8:46. So I entered the first coach and then only for me to be walking through, I see the door, so I'm so confused. So to get to I don't find any of the first 2 coaches. So I get off and then run down. I'm like, these people can't see me. I literally got off the train. They're not going to move because they have to like signal each other. So the next door, I go through it and I see that stupid connecting door is still the handle one. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and open it. And then if it doesn't open, I rest my case. Yeah. I will see you when we get to town. So I open it and it opens. And then I'm walking. And then the next one, I open it. I'm almost walking past you. And then I just see you. Keep in mind that when I was walking, what I was looking for was your hair.
Imagine if you were walking from the
That's why I started from the back.
Imagine if I was facing the door you came into.
Me.
Definitely.
You were backing me. And then I almost walked past. In fact, at that point, I now start like stepping really quietly. Because I don't want any sudden looking back. And then at that point, I sit down behind you and I'm trying to deliberate what next to do. Like, how do I execute this? I'm like, okay, do you know what? Let me make a video of her. I make the video, send it to you. Instead of going to now start recording.
I think you were just anxious. I think I
was even tired. After all the like, running, all the like, going all the way to the airport, you leaving the airport.
What kind of stress?
Girl, I was so fed up. Like, this is not even the real me. I'm here going out of my way. Because they say love people how they want to be loved. I'm trying my best and this is what I'm getting out of it. Fucking stress. I was so pissed, man. And then she looks back and she starts laughing. I'm like, is that all I get?
Yeah. I was like, oh yes.
I was pissed.
What
I was like, why is she laughing?
I knew.
She was like, I'm like, give me that. You guys, she just looks back, right? And turns her face back to her phone and is laughing.
I was trying to record. I was trying to bring out my camera.
At that point, right, I'm still seated. I'm like, okay, now since I'm laughing, let's be laughing.
I was trying to open my camera.
And then I'm like, okay, let me stand up. So I stand up, go to her, and then at this point she starts screaming. And I'm now the one like, oh my god, maybe the laugh was better. I was like, do you realize we're on the train? You can't be screaming. Why do you guys, this girl is so noisy. She's always screaming.
You would trek. You would have
that's what she started chanting. You would have
trekked back home.
So now keep in mind, you guys, at this point, she did not know that I had gone all the way to the airport. She thought I just tried to catch up with her in Manchester. Yeah. So I go back, bring the flowers. She's screaming again. Now keep in mind, guys, when I told her I was going to Tesco, I was like, oh, do you want flowers? My sister said that she gave you flowers. And she was like, oh no, because I don't even have a vase, guys. So like, I'm like, again, this is not my lifestyle. So she's like, oh, don't worry. But I know her. I know she wanted it.
You already told me about the coffee.
Yeah, I already told her about the coffee because I didn't want you to buy anything. Yeah. But I told you too late because I had already gotten your. By the way, guys, this girl has this weird thing.
I have this thing where I take 3 drinks every morning. At least 3 drinks. So the first one has to be hot. Maybe caffeinated, but probably not because now I think I react badly to coffee or caffeine in general. So the first one has to be something hot. Then the second one has to be something cold. I need it to be very, very cold. Maybe an iced tea or iced coffee. It has something really chilly with ice. And then the third one has to be something fruity. So yeah, I already
now you guys keep in mind that I did not know this, but the day before, Thursday morning, she made she sent streaks on Snap, and the entire video she yaps a lot. The entire video was like 5 minutes long, talking about how, keep in mind she's at her work desk, so this is also crazy. Talking about how, just not the funny thing, I never listen to your long ass videos because I'm like, it's tricks. Just take a picture and keep it moving.
Sometimes I used to handle Snapchat like because I don't vlog, so I used to handle Snapchat like my mini vlog.
So out of nowhere, for some reason, I decided to just listen. I saved it in chat. Okay. Because I was like, I can't listen to this now. So I came back and then watched it and I was like, this girl is, I don't even know what to call her. What kind of addict is this? So when I went to buy the flowers the night before and your English breakfast things, keep in mind, guys, I still not had the English breakfast. But story for another day. She goes on, I see the iced coffee. I'm like, well, you said cold drink. Because you now made a comment, you're like, you prefer hot as the first drink. But because of the weather, cold might be fine. Cold, so I was like, okay, do you know what? Let me just get this. And I don't drink coffee, so I don't know much about the coffee world, what is good, what is bad. The only thing was that the first one I wanted to pick was in a Starbucks cup, actually. Yeah, like those cups that they give you, and then it had oat milk.
Okay, I like that.
You like oat milk? It was cappuccino, but what is it? Much. Okay. I don't even know what it was, but I just when I saw the oat milk and I was like, I think this girl drinks regular milk.
No, I actually drink oat milk.
Are you serious? I was like, well, I feel
oat
like on social media, oat milk is for the fit farm guys.
right.
So I'm like, I don't think she's a fit farm person.
No,
Let me buy ordinary milk.
Nah, fair
So when I
enough.
saw the can, I was like, this is a better option
yeah,
than like getting oat milk or whatever.
Like I drink regular milk, but oat milk in coffee is really nice.
Really?
It's just very creamy. I really like it. So that's why I always get to it. Oat milk.
Girl, I wish I knew. Anyway,
I mean, A for the effort.
A for effort.
A for pulling it off. I
And
felt
then
very loved.
Rest a beg. She started shouting, they love me, they love me.
I'm loved at home, you guys.
I beg.
I'm
Anyway,
so thankful.
that was so nice. What an experience.
Nah,
Do you know I started regretting at some point?
Well,
I should have just met you up when you arrived here because it would have been much easier for me.
actually.
I would not have needed to wake up early.
Actually, the plan was that when I come here, I'll convince you to follow me back to Manchester.
Are you serious?
Me back. That was what I planned.
You not
But I
knowing
didn't
that.
think that you would
You're
come.
going back on your own, no. Let me just
coming
tell
with
you,
me
I did not
like
buy
that.
any tickets.
You're coming with
I was like,
me.
I'm not going through that. Cause Sundays, I feel like trains on Sundays are just stressful.
The more reason why you should come.
Nah, man. Anyway, guys, that's it. So, how are you feeling? How are you?
I feel good. I feel very relaxed. I feel happy. I'm so happy to be here. Honestly, I really am.
Okay, bro.
I feel very chill. Life has been doing its thing, but to be honest, I can't complain. I'm just grateful. How about
Can't
you?
complain.
How have you been?
Girl, right now my head is aching me.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's you. You're
Me,
overwhelming me. Because let me tell you what.
Wow.
So this babe, we concluded on birthday gifts, right?
Yeah.
And then tell me why she's still sleeping at 7:00.
I'm sorry. It's the weekend. The weekend is for sleeping.
Do you know that?
Just me.
Any day, like whether I have work or I don't have work, I'm not able to sleep past 7:30.
Weekend is for sleeping.
Even if I sleep at 1 a.m., I can't sleep past 7:30.
You're sleep deprived. Maybe that's why you're very cranky because you
So
need sleep.
when I woke up this morning, I went to pick up the gift and the cards. I was just
Yeah.
like, I can't do this.
It was when you got back that I woke up, and actually my brain thought that was when you were heading out because I was going to ask you where you going to.
I think
But
you
had
even
already come
did.
back.
I think you were like, where you said why you dressed up.
Yeah. You had already come back, but I feel very relaxed. I woke up to surprises from
She didn't even. She woke up too early. I thought you used to be sleeping. So I was going to wrap it before you woke up. But like,
I woke up to
again,
a cute little surprise from Raleigh. I've been treated well, you guys. I've been treated very, very well. I'm really loved. Like, sometimes I used to doubt that. Actually, no, never. Before, I used to doubt that I was loved by friends, not just even romantic partner. But,
you get romantic partner.
yeah, not even just like a romantic partner, but like loved by friends, by family.
I don't love you. Let's be serious
I've
here.
never doubted that. You don't say you love me, but you show me that
I
you
don't love
me.
you. And I tell you I love you.
You
I've
show
told you
me that
before.
you love me. So, see, you should see yourself in the leg. You don't love me, but you have told me before.
It's just because somebody says they love you doesn't mean they love you.
But you do.
Get
love
over
me.
yourself.
Okay, you say it and you show me.
I don't.
So,
But like you guys, Grace is actually an amazing person.
I know. Like mad. Like mad.
I
bro.
feel like sometimes she overdoes.
Like mad.
Her
Is it
over
not
sappy when it
depressed?
comes to friendship
Eh?
can be
Over
alarming.
sappy,
I'm telling you because like
screaming.
even what she does for acquaintances, the other day I was throwing shot at her. I was like, what you do for your so-called friends?
Is it when is it the,
Like you say you
the
got
shoot?
paid, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh no.
She wa-
Actually, yeah, I took a day off. But it was for work, like I was getting
No,
paid.
yeah, when you say you were getting paid down too, but you've done that kind of work countless times without getting
Without
paid.
getting paid, yeah.
So
yeah.
I just said it was one of those.
No,
and this
right.
time I just could not keep quiet.
I see it as adding to my portfolio. I'm adding the
My problem is
experience
that
to
the
my
people you do it for
portfolio.
don't appreciate you.
Oh no, they do.
I don't
I
know.
don't think I'll do it for somebody that I wouldn't feel appreciated.
I don't think
by.
you know the people that don't appreciate you.
I think they appreciate me.
I don't think
they
you-
appreciate me. Like the people that I go out of my way for repeatedly.
I think you're
are
still
people that
learning.
appreciate me. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. And I was saying to Gloria the other day, that I will actually. Gloria is my best friend. You guys.
You guys, so
Just so
there's
you
no
know.
relationship here. This is pure
Friendship.
no,
and
not even
sisterhood,
no. I'm
like-
your sister. I have enough sisters. I'm not your sister. Guys, I have 3
Gloria's
sisters.
my
I don't
best
need
friend.
another one.
So I was saying to Gloria the other day that I feel like I have people pleasing problems.
Yeah, you do. You don't know how to say no.
I'm learning. I'm actually learning how to say no. But I think I'm getting better at it. But again, I enjoy these things. So it's like I'll give you guys an example. It's like somebody saying all the time that, oh, can we go and grab ice cream, and then you like grabbing ice cream, like you like ice cream, or can we go and make ice cream, you like making ice cream.
But guys, that's like that benefits you. That's not going out of your way. You're literally just hanging out
even
with
though
somebody.
it's not comfortable for you in that moment, you like doing what you're doing. I like taking pictures for people. I like making videos. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it. For yeah, like I wish that
Guys, people don't eat ice cream for a living, but people take pictures for a living. Do you get my
people
point?
make ice cream for a living,
But they don't take it for a living.
But
Do
they make
you
it.
do food mukbang videos?
no.
And do you even see them when they do they do ice cream?
But just this is how I see it. Those things I'm doing for free is adding to my portfolio. It's giving me experience. It's giving me exposure.
My point is that you can get experience and
It's giving me
exposure
learn.
from people that appreciate you.
What do you do?
Okay, whatever, man. I'm not going to argue with you. That's a bloody
I feel
business.
appreciated.
Okay.
If anything. Sorry, you angry bitch.
No,
I feel very
happy
much
appreciation.
appreciated.
best of luck to you and yours.
Yeah. Thanks and kind regards.
Yours sincerely.
Yeah.
So, guys, next, I want to ask you, like, what song have you heard or have you had on repeat?
Recently,
Yes.
I've been listening to Beauty by Shode. I actually don't even know if that's the screaming beauty, beauty, beauty. No, I think you're singing it wrong.
No, it's the same thing.
No, I'm not singing the same song for sure. But yeah, that has been my recent fixation. I've also been enjoying Davido's new album as well.
Really?
I like the song 10 Kilo. Don't be concentrate. Thank you. You wouldn't know that.
LOL.
You wouldn't know that.
What else?
That's been it for me. How about you?
I think, I don't think I have any song. Okay, the song I had on repeat last was a song by Emma Baga and Wande Cole.
Okay,
and I heard it on somebody's stories. They posted a picture, and then the picture was like, let me introduce you to the love of my life.
Ooh.
The love of my life. And I was like, oh my god, when I get one, I'm gonna use this. But then I wanted to hear the entire song. So
when you get one, what?
One love of my life now.
Okay.
Let's be serious.
Okay.
And then I Shazammed it, and then I had it on repeat for a while.
Yeah.
But I think the parts that I really liked was just Emma's parts.
Yeah.
Especially that, let me introduce you to the love of my life.
I think because that's the part you feel in love with.
Yeah, right?
But now Emma is a legend.
Yeah, he's goated.
Love
Then,
him.
of course, you know me, I'm a gospel music girly.
Oh.
So I think another song that I've actually had on repeat this year has been hymns. My God, I love hymns so much. Do you like hymns? You're a Baptist girl.
I grew up listening to hymns and
Singing
singing
hymns.
hymns.
I think the one that I really like, or that I've really liked is It Is Well.
What's your favorite? I think that's a burial hymn, no?
I feel like people just make it a burial hymn because they're trying to console themselves.
People, yeah, fair.
But, like, it fits funerals.
My favorite hymn is...
That's not my favorite hymn though.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite hymn?
And I'm not sure. I have a bunch, man. I have like 3 that...
Which one comes to mind now? New heights I'm gaining every day. Still praying on
And then there's one other one. In Christ the Lord, my helping hand. I really love that one. I feel like it's just so...
My favorite hymn of all time, for as long as I can remember, is Old Rugged Cross. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross
I don't know that one.
till my trophies are last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Aside from Christmas, of course.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Away in the manger.
My favorite one is Mary. Did you know
that your baby boy was Did you know?
I really know that song, man. What's your favorite season? Your favorite holiday?
My favorite Christmas.
It has to be
family.
Christmas.
Gets
Like even the way the environment is, home and abroad,
everybody's
is just so
relaxed.
It's like Jesus, you did a big one.
I'm telling you,
born, man.
end of the year, everybody just wants to
like you're sober, you're calm,
chill,
you're happy.
Just reflect on what a year.
Girl.
Yeah. Now that's a big.
You guys we spent Christmas together, and it was just so amazing.
Christmas last year was nice. It
was
really nice.
My first Christmas away from home.
Yeah, the Christmas before that for me. How was your first Christmas away from home?
It was nice. I literally just said that it was nice.
Because I was trying to reminisce on my former ones.
Let's move on.
I've had great Christmases, but I also had really horrible ones.
That's your muscle.
Yeah, so
you guys, this episode is basically just talk about random stuff that I've seen on the internet.
Yeah, we're just yapping.
Yeah, this is a Yap Session.
Yappa.
Yap Session featuring Grace.
Yappa.
So I have a bunch of screenshots. Now this one says, "How do you know you like someone?" I don't know if I want you to answer first or if I should read like the comments.
Okay, no, let's read the comments.
Okay, so this person said, "Personally, it is when I start wanting to show them that I can somersault."
What the hell? You want to show off?
Or when I start dancing around them unprovoked. Side note, this dancing thing at my job, right? Like it's not the best job, but I actually love it.
Okay.
Like I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, "Oh, I'm praying for you for a better job."
Yeah.
But like the way they said it was like, because of how stressful my job is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I understand where you're coming from, but I actually really love my job. And I was talking to one of my team leads on Monday, 2 of them actually, and they were like, they actually love the job, but like,
do they love the job or do they love the people?
So at that point, I was like, do you know what? A call is coming through. At that point, I was like, do you know what? I love the people.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like, it makes the job more than bearable.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when I go in the morning, I'm happy to, like, see my friends. Yeah. We have breakfast together. And then we start work. Like, even my relationship with, like, my bosses, my managers and stuff is, like, giving. Do you get?
Yeah.
So... But then I now notice how happy I've been lately because I would just start randomly dancing in the office with no music playing. Actually.
Yeah.
And then one time somebody was like, "Oh, do you have earbuds in?" I'm like, "Oh no, the music is playing in my head."
That's
like at that point, I was like, I don't think I've been like I felt this happy in like years, because what's going to prompt me, and then also people that have met me recently. Or like, let me say, I have really gotten to know me in the last 6 months. Know me to be an extrovert.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, one of my birthday cards, this Babe Ruth, our social butterfly.
Actually, I don't know if you're extroverted or introverted, though.
It's such a...
Yeah.
It's like, right now, I'm actually confused. Because before, I used to swear that I was an introvert. And now...
Yeah, I actually can't tell if you're extroverted or
Do you know what I always just tell my sister now? I'm like, I don't know what I am, but what I know is that I don't like to be social. But when I have to be, trust that I'm going to do it.
Doing it. Yeah.
Like at 100.
But would that be your default?
I don't think so. Because now, thinking of these people that I call my friends today, when I first met them, I was really closed off. I didn't used to talk to them, I used to chat.
Yeah.
I don't know when the flip switched.
Yeah.
But it did. And I'm like the social butterfly,
the more fun one.
You get?
Yeah.
So, but again, when it comes to like going out, they know that I'd rather be in my bed. So it's like, I think they call those kind of people ambiverts.
So you're in the middle.
But like, I actually want one.
Yeah.
I don't want to be both. I don't want to have like I'm both kind of
For a
label.
long time, I used to say, I'm introverted. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert.
I feel like you just didn't have a space to flourish.
But I have accepted it. I am extroverted. Now, I would like to think I'm in the middle as well. But I think I lean more towards the extroverted side. I don't like standing at social gatherings by myself. I would try to walk around. I'm not the best at starting a conversation with a stranger, but if a stranger starts a conversation, trust that I will maintain that conversation. We are going to talk, unless I just don't feel like it. Unless I really don't feel like it. But like going out to those spaces, I try to prep mentally for it. So does that mean that it doesn't come naturally to me? Maybe I'm prepping for it.
I feel like a lot of people is like they get really comfortable in certain
spaces,
familiar spaces.
Yeah.
So when you're like not familiar, and then again, I've actually realized that where I work now, like being in this country, I actually need to be outspoken to not be cheated.
Yeah.
So like if I keep quiet, it's like the probability of like being taken for granted is really, really high.
Yeah.
And so like I just know that now I'm just in the phase of my voice is my power. So I don't let things.
You have to talk.
I talk even when I don't want to. And I'm the kind of person that my mother would like when I was younger, she always used to complain that I didn't used to talk. And that's because anything that happened, I'll keep quiet. Even when I'm in pain. If you see me talk about pain, just know it's horrible.
Yeah.
Or like I'm very comfortable with you, right? But like ordinarily.
But do you think, as it like you said, your mom says you don't talk as a child? Are you that way? Have you always been like that?
Yes. Like my dad used to say that when I was a child, right? And like children used to like toddlers just give their parents problems, like running around, causing chaos, wanting to unalive themselves. Me, I was just a chill child. At some point, he thought like there was something wrong with me because I was just way too chill to be a toddler. Like no terrible threes, no terrible twos.
Yeah.
It was all just vibes and inshallah.
Yeah, just chilling. I'm just happy to be here.
Do you get
I'm just relaxed.
Loving this life.
Now, me, I was an extroverted child though. I was loud. I had loads of friends. I used to play. I think if anything is growing up that made me quiet, but I was born extroverted. I was the social butterfly in my family. I was all out there, man. I always used to want to play.
In March, when I went home for my auntie's birthday, not in March, in February. Yeah, I went home for my auntie's birthday, but my best friend's mom was around. My best friend lives in the US, but her parents still live in Nigeria. So her mom came here to celebrate her birthday. So she was in my auntie's house. So I went over there as well. And then my best friend has an older brother. And I was like, we're going back and forth. And I was like, my voice was loud. Like, this was, familiar person and everything. Tell me why my auntie is just quiet. And then suddenly she says in Yoruba, she's like, I didn't know Morolake could talk like this.
Oh, that means you're an introvert.
At that point, I actually realized that I was like, I didn't even realize that like, I was doing something different. She was like, I didn't know you could talk. She first said in general, like, I didn't know Morolake could talk like this. Then later she's like, I didn't know you could. Keep in mind that we talk all the time. Like, I speak to her every day. Sometimes we have like an hour-long conversation. But like, she did not, I guess she, maybe around people. Because again, like, another thing is that I'm also very respectful. So when I see people talking, you would not see me going to interrupt. When adults, like, if my auntie's friend comes along, you can trust I'm going to be quiet. I'm that child that would not interrupt that adult's conversation. I would, if I have to speak, I'll be like, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry for interrupting, all this kind of things.
I think that's manners now, like.
So, I guess because I'm so mannered, seeing that I can just be that expressive was just like a whole new...
Even in front of adults.
That was the thing. Now, again, I didn't think I was doing anything out of place. Now, keep in mind that this is my best friend's brother. I don't talk to him often.
Okay.
Like, before then, the last time I spoke to him was when we were both in Nigeria. And I think it was just hello. Maybe last time we had a conversation. Even when my best friend was still in Nigeria, because she left in 2016. She left Nigeria in 2016. When she was still in Nigeria, we didn't used to talk. As in, me and her brother.
Oh, okay.
We didn't used to talk. So, like, we're just, it was just back and forth, because she lives in the UK too. So, it was like, familiar person, but like, you guys are not friends.
Yeah, but
I don't even have his contact since then. Since that day, I've not spoken to him. So it was really nice that, like right now I just feel like
I think now, like, aunties that I grew up around, family I grew up around, if they see me quiet, they'll be like, why is Grace quiet? Like, they'll just say, okay, like, she has grown, so she has grown out of things. But as a child, yeah, I was
loud.
I was the loud one, 100%.
Anyway, I was just trying to, like, give an example of how the babe said, or when I start dancing around them unprovoked, about how she knows when she likes somebody.
Yeah.
And then another person said, when your inner child takes over. And then another person said, when their absence feels like a part of me is missing, and I can't help but replay every moment with them, wishing I had appreciated it more while it lasted.
These people are too deep.
Another person said, when their presence feels comforting yet exciting, you catch yourself thinking about them often, smiling at their quirks and valuing their happiness as much as your own. It's a pull that feels effortless, a mix of admiration, care, and a desire to share life's moment with them. Someone else said, when they're the ones that come to mind when I see something they would like. When I start checking to see if he liked my story, in bracket, he does.
Let me ask you this, just off the bat, like, you've walked into a room, you've seen a couple people, how would you know that, okay, this particular one, like, I like, not aside from the physical, this thing, because of course you can find 3, 5, 10 people physically attractive, but how would you then know that maybe there's something there for this particular one? Like,
I think, like, I'll have to have a conversation. Yeah. Because on the surface, men disgust me. Let me tell you, I have a, like, physical reaction, a physical fear to men.
Yeah, men.
Like, now this is not just like the fear men. Yeah. Like, if a man is approaching me in public and I'm alone, I will bolt.
Yeah.
It happened the other night. Then I had to call my mom. I was like, how do I find somebody? Because somebody tried to speak to me tonight and I literally ran.
But I mean, like, the society has ruined it.
Do you get? So,
society
like,
has ruined
most people that if you see me talking to a guy or ending up liking somebody, maybe social media or a friend's friend, but, like, it's so difficult for me to, like, be alone or be out. Like, the other day I was walking with my friends, this is on Wednesday, and we saw a guy. I was so uncomfortable. Now this is somebody they both know, but I still felt so uncomfortable. Like, they chatted, I was just quiet. I went back to my defaults, like, putting my head down. You know this thing where they were like, when you walk, raise your head up high. Like, before, it took me a while to learn that. Somebody actually drew my attention to it.
Okay.
And then I actually, I actually believe in the fake it till you make it confidence thing.
Yeah, no matter how, like, it kills you to do that. You just
do it.
I think you just get used to it.
Yeah, like, it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Because the bending, you became a habit that you didn't realize as well.
Yeah, until somebody pointed it out to you. I feel like in a space like that, if I, I can walk and find, like, 10 people attractive, but for me to know that, okay, maybe I actually like this person out, like, I like this person, or I can be interested in, or I am interested in this person, is if I'm shy around person. Like I said, the one I like, I can be so standoffish and so snobbish and so, okay, yeah. But the one that I don't really fancy like that, I will be so friendly. I'll be so friendly, and it's so crazy because it's supposed to be the reverse. But yeah, no. Yeah.
This person said, when I start imagining scenarios with them, I think this is it for me. Now, because I'm like, now keep in mind that this doesn't just happen with people that like. This happens with people that I can imagine managing in my life. So I'm like weighing the consequences, like the cons and pro. Yeah. I'm like, okay, if we're in this situation, and I'm like, because I just found out that I'm actually very picky. Like, Corrida used to say that I was picky with food, but, like, I didn't believe it. Like, and then I just realized that, okay, maybe there's some truth to it. But I'm actually really picky with, like, people in general. Like, I think that's part of the reason why the first thing, like, I don't get attracted on the... I might admire and be like, oh, this is a fine boy. But am I attracted to this person is very hard.
Yeah.
Because even the physical, I'm already picking things out that I could change. My friends were like, Sandra, I think you need to sit back and weigh what is more important. Because you just have a lot of do's and don'ts for somebody that nobody's approaching.
Now you have
a lot of stuff.
You're not that high. I feel like you always meet somebody that match it, but of course there'll be compromise at some point.
That's the thing.
You
They
know?
were not like, and now one of my friends was like, Sandra, with the way you're, you can be so hype.
Yeah.
I feel like you might actually get tired of the person so early.
Hopefully not.
Like, after 1 or 2 months, you're like, yeah.
Hopefully no.
Because do you know what? I live alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not at work, I'm not seeing my friends except like deliberately planning hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time we hang out is probably by mistake. Mostly at work, right? So like I love my space.
Oh, yeah.
So having somebody that will now be
in your space,
not even just in my space, like now I have to talk to somebody. Like now I'm one of the people that, right, I believe you should talk to your partner every day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can get really overwhelming.
Like,
let me tell you what Grace did the other day, guys. I just finished getting pissed off. Somebody had like made me panic. And then Grace is video calling me. Okay, no problem. And then you guys know Snapchat is a snitch, because when you FaceTime the person, you can already see them before they even answer the call.
The person.
So when you video call the person, so I was like, so she video calls me, and clearly at that point I couldn't even lie that my phone was not with me. So I was trying to text her to tell her that I can't talk now, but then she video calls again. I can't change this. So at that point I have to pick, and then I'm trying to tell Grace what is frustrating me in my life. What is she doing? She's busy pressing phone. No, you know when you're on video call, you can literally tell when the person is distracted and doing something else. Now, when did this happen? This happened last Friday.
Yeah.
And she was texting or using Instagram or TikTok, whatever the hell it was. And she was like, And she was not anything. She was not hearing what I was saying. And then she starts coughing. Now keep in mind, she coughs the first time, it doesn't bother me. She coughs the second time, it doesn't bother me. And then I'm like, you're coughing, you're not even listening. So I'm like, which stupid cough are you coughing? And then this girl now deliberately coughs. Like the first couple times, it was actually like, genuine. And then when I'm like, what the fuck are you coughing for? She's like, oh God.
I'm going to hang up
for a call that I did not want to pick. I was too pissed. So I just hung up. I was like,
that now that you're saying it, I actually know you were angry before that call.
I was,
because if I had known, of course I'd have been more like, it was kind.
It was like
you, but
I was not trying. Okay, see me still trying to explain. My head was banging, so I don't even think I was angry per se, but like I was frustrated with the situation.
Yeah.
And then she's busy there pressing phone. So why you FaceTime? Why you video calling me if you want to press phone?
So I will hear your troubles now, because we had spoken before that.
This girl just video called me or FaceTimes me.
We had spoken before that. Wait. We had spoken before that then I think I gave you a solution. And you were supposed to get back to me on that solution, but you did not get back. So I was calling. I
don't remember what happened before then.
I remember.
All I know is that I was talking to her and she was busy pressing phone. Like if you knew you wanted to press phone, you should not have video called me.
My bad. I apologize.
The apology not accepted.
I have a never have I ever
game that you want to play.
Yeah.
Let me finish this one. How do you know you like someone? When I want to hang out after just hanging out with them.
Yeah, okay.
I overreact at the slightest things. I apologize immediately something goes wrong, and sometimes I'm not even at fault.
I think that's it generally for me. I don't, even if I like you romantically or not.
When I want to cook for them, which is rare because I actually hate cooking. You know when I knew I liked my friends? When I invited them over to eat.
Oh, they actually
I like cooking, but then when I have to do it when I cook because I have to, it's a sore point for me.
Yeah.
So like when I was like, oh, you guys should come, I'll feed you. I'm like, oh girl, you're gone.
You really like this people.
Yeah. Someone said when I start avoiding them,
that's
I feel like
crazy.
That's a defensive mechanism.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry to her.
Definitely.
I'm going to free up time to see you no matter how busy my schedule is. I think this also happened with somebody I really liked. Trust. Keep in mind, I'm a very bad texter. So imagine me. You're texting like this. I'm waiting. You've never finished. Remember the other day you were texting me and I was like, type faster.
Yeah.
Because Snapchat was like, it's typing. That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, anytime I realized they were texting me, trust I was there. But anybody else, somebody else could have texted me since 2 days ago. I've never opened that message.
I'm horrible with that too. Honestly, like sometimes I think that my brain in my head have responded, but actually no.
So when that person started taking me for granted or wasn't returning my energy, I was just like, do you even know who I am? I don't text people back. I'm here texting you 1 second after your message drops and you're doing me like this. F you, man. Go to hell.
Oh, it is.
When you keep posting stories with old pictures of you looking beautiful. I think this one is just when I feel like I want to be a bitch. Not just to somebody I like, but just in general.
For people to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all that I have. Have you opened
Okie dokie. I just randomly saw this filter on Snapchat. Like, yeah, I should play this. So, never have I ever fallen in love in the first sight.
Never. Have you? I know you have.
I've had it. No, in love.
Okay, in love. Love is deep, sha.
No, I've never fallen in love.
Have you fallen in like?
Oh yeah, I've fallen in like. I always fall in like the first sight.
Sight.
Like I need to like what I see
Before you can
never
move on.
anything else. Yeah. Never have I ever cheated on a test or exam.
I played the fifth.
I'm dead. Oh my days, yeah, I'll pass as well. Thanks. This one is pretty straightforward. Got a tattoo. No.
I'm a Christian.
But would you like to in the future?
Let me tell you something. I don't know if my father listens to this podcast.
Yeah.
But if he does, fine. I know my mom listens. So when I got my second piercing, and my father finally saw it, he was like, "So next thing you want to do is tattoos?"
Now you're a horrible child.
Keep in mind that at that point, I actually liked the idea of tattoos.
Okay.
But like not the giant ones, like maybe just a tiny butterfly somewhere.
Okay.
And then he tells me how CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, doesn't have any tattoos.
No, he doesn't.
Because apparently when you get tattooed, you can't give blood.
Really?
Like, I don't know the truth. I just literally believed what he said. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
So when he said that, honestly, in that moment, every desire for a tattoo
left.
No.
Why would you want to give blood though?
You don't know what emergency can happen.
True.
So I'm like, at that point, I was like, what if my child needs blood and then I'm the one that is there that has the matching blood type?
Yeah,
They would not tell me that, you can't save your child because you have tattoos.
Yeah, that's actually.
At that point, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing tattoos, but the piercings, sorry for that day.
The piercings, you never stopped.
I may just go one more after that. And that was years later.
Are you done with piercing?
Next question.
Wow, never have I ever lied to skip school. In primary school, yes.
No, I was a good child. You guys, I was a poster child.
In primary school, yes. I think I lied to skip. Like, I would lie that, mommy, I'm sick on my stomach. And then I probably got away with it maybe once, but not repeatedly anyway. Never have I ever bet on something, like drop money down for something. Play bets.
No. I feel like I get really, like I can have, what do you call it, addictive tendencies. Yeah. So I try to not do stats, like things that, have proven that people will have gotten addicted to. Because, like, of course, they can break stuff, you can break habits, but, like, there's some things that's also the thing with the alcohol.
Why would I go through the stress of...
Yeah, I mean, if I'm living fine without doing it...
I might as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, yeah, fair enough. Gotten really drunk.
Me, I don't drink alcohol, man. But yes, I'll answer your own, yes.
No, I haven't gotten really drunk.
You've not gotten so drunk like they do like in the movies or in the books,
like
where
too poor that I don't
the next
know
morning you're still hungover.
It's a blur. No, when I say really drunk, I'll say, oh yeah, I've definitely had hangovers, but like...
No, I mean like you're still drunk the next morning, not hungover.
No, I haven't. I've never drank like that. That the whole night would be, or the day before is a blur. I don't remember anything, no.
Maybe the last thing you remember is getting to wherever you started drinking.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I don't think I've gotten that drunk.
Next.
Gotten into a fist fight.
Me, I'm a baby girl, please.
Oh, really? Fist fight?
I don't.
What's fist, like, physical? Fist. Oh, no, okay, no.
What did you think?
Guy, I thought it was this.
Are you a villager?
Like thumper? Like thumper? No, I've never gotten into a fist fight. Yeah, it'd be interesting too. There's some people that you want to fight, but yeah. Lied to my parents about where I'm going.
I plead the fifth.
Broken up with someone.
No, I've never been in a relationship, guys.
I have been, but I've never broken up with somebody.
They're always
And that
dumping
is-
you.
That is very sad to say out loud.
You don't even have a bad rep.
That is actually
you don't have a good
very
rep.
sad to say out loud that I have never broken up with somebody. But that just goes to show that I don't date. Now when I say I've dated, it's not like I have had like 1,000 boyfriends.
I mean, we can't say. Should we start
Shut
counting from
up!
primary school?
From primary, everybody in primary was a childhood friend. Like anybody that I dated in primary school, secondary school,
Before you turned 18.
we're childhood friends. I'm sorry, but no, I've never.
Mm-hmm.
Never have I ever been to Disney Park. I have never.
I've never.
Never have I ever lied about
We
my
should go
age.
to Paris.
Yeah, we should sometime.
I lie about my age every other day.
Now, I never lie about my age because I'm never ashamed of it. But my problem, what happened to me one time was I unconsciously lied about. I ran into this babe. I think I was just tired. We were talking about. She was asking for direction, and then we got talking because I was helping her find her way. And she asked how old I was, and I just said I'm 25. Now this was last year. She's like, where did that come from? Like, why did I
But
lie
like, you
like
turned
that?
26 last year.
Yeah.
So it was like you were just saying your old age now. It wasn't. You know,
But
some
it was
people
not
do
my
that.
age.
What month was this?
This was like towards the end of the year.
You were not used to the age.
No, I met that babe this year.
And you're
met that babe
claiming
this
2
year.
years
Yeah,
ago
I met that
age.
babe early this year. Yes.
Sorry,
It was early this year, and I said I was 25. I was like, why did I say like I'm not 25? And I'd already, by the time I dipped it,
She had left.
no, it was too far gone. Like time has passed to now say my age.
Like for me, it became a defense mechanism.
Mm.
Because like in primary school, it was all well and good. All my classmates were age mates.
Mm-hmm.
Secondary school, everybody was older than me. And I didn't used to hide my age because like it wasn't something I used to do.
Yeah.
But then I got so taken advantage of.
Yeah.
By the time I got to uni, I didn't lie. I just didn't say.
Yeah.
And then when they found out, it was like, well, I never lied.
Yeah.
So like you assumed my age.
I'm not
so
even supposed to.
like why you
It
freaked
was your
out?
business with my
Yeah.
age.
And then over time, when I got to NYC,
Yeah.
people were closer to me in age. They were older, but like, you know, it was still a different thing. Then of course now, it's like I just don't talk about my age in general, really.
Yeah.
But like if you ask me, I may not lie. But then if you think I'm something else, like somebody thinks I'm 22,
Oh, cute.
I'm so happy, man.
Oh, that one I don't have a problem with. You can think I'm younger. Do you ever do this thing where you tell someone, guess my age? I hate doing that thing so much because if you now guess the one that will annoy me, and I hate when people do that.
You know, somebody told me to guess their age, and somebody had told me that the person was 25. So when the person was like, guess my age, I was like 25, and then the babe got offended. So apparently she's just about to turn 21. So when she was like, I'm not 25, I was like, you're lying, because I was so sure that whoever had told me their age was right. Apparently the person just assumed as well. So when the person told me, they actually didn't have facts. They were just like, oh yeah, this babe will be 25.
I hate when people do that thing. I just guess as low as I can.
People
possibly
always
go.
guess my age lower, even in church. Someone thought I was 19.
I think it's better that way, to be honest. Like, it's safer. Just guess that.
Like, that's a baby girl. I should start claiming
You
it.
still have a very young face.
I love it. Love it for me.
You're cutie.
Cutie patootie.
Cutie. Never have I ever went viral online.
Never.
Never have I ever regretted an apology.
Never. You know the thing about regrets? I don't regret. Because if I go back in time, I would probably still make that same decision. All I can do, what I would now regret is being in that same scenario in the future and still making that same decision.
Yeah, that's a good.
But like, I just always have mercy on the old me. Like, you didn't know better, girl.
Yeah,
Could have been better, but you didn't know. So sorry to you.
100%. I've never regretted an apology, but I've always played back
Scenarios. Like mad.
I'm like,
Fuck
this
shit.
is how this should have actually happened. I've regretted not saying things. And maybe just because I didn't remember or something. So now whenever I go into a confrontation, which is something I hate doing, but whenever I have to have a confrontation, I used to keep notes. So I it's such a silly thing, but
like the other day we did.
and I'll let the person know that my notes is up. So I'm pulling notes out in case I sound like I'm reading something else so that I would forget. I would
Love it for you.
forget. Never have I ever made up a story to impress someone. I have.
Have I? I think what it would be is like adding jara.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
exaggerating, like
I've
slight
exaggerated,
exaggerations.
Yeah, I think
But,
I've done that.
Yeah,
I've not cooked up a
I've
whole
not cooked up a
story.
story.
Have I not cooked up a
Or
whole
like,
story?
Maybe if something was really deep to me, I'll
Mm-hmm.
say so casually, like, oh, that's just another thing that happens.
Yeah, same. I do it all the time. All the time. My default setting is not to really deep things like that, or because first off, I'm dealing with it. I know that it's deep. I break myself up about stuff already. So telling another person, that means the person now has to deal with it.
On a deep
Probably,
level
yeah.
as well.
So it's like I'm managing my emotions, managing the person's emotions, and so sometimes I downplay stuff a lot, which is I think it works for me, Sha. Never have I ever snuck out of the house.
Mike, I'm asleep by 8 p.m. When am I sneaking out?
Really? I think I snuck out.
No, never.
Yeah, but that was when I was small.
Yeah,
And when I
like
say
terrorist.
small, not like a baby, like teenage years. You sneak out to go and play. I told you I was very social, guy.
I was not.
I was very, very social.
Not catch me in that kind of life. I've actually always loved my bed.
Cool. Never have I ever stolen clothes from a sibling.
No, they steal from me. Actually, do you know that I always tell my sisters reels about them stealing from me?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that I actually willingly give them.
Or maybe they see they like it, then you just tell them.
It's never even really that. Like, they don't have greed in their eye. It's literally when I'm like, I have too many clothes, or like it's no longer my size.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, do you guys want? And then
Yeah.
I'll just like, oh, come for shopping.
Okay.
But like, never really the experience of, keep in mind that there's a wide age gap and there's also a size gap.
Yeah.
Because I'm fat and my sisters are slim.
Yeah.
So for them to even take it, they'll have to slim fit it. I think it's more of like things, not clothes.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I have a bottle,
Yeah.
then they might claim it as theirs.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay, that could work. That'd be pass as well. Never. Oh, me, I don't steal clothes. My brothers.
You've never any sister.
I don't have any sister. There's nobody to steal from. Never have I ever made someone cry on purpose.
Someone that can be a bitch.
But like you intend to make that person cry. Really?
Like, I can be awful, Grace. Forget this. Like, do you know that I always tell people that if you think you're mean, just imagine, like, you're not mean, because when I want to be mean, Grace, I can be wicked.
Are you serious?
And horrible.
No, I care.
I think the other day I was telling my sister about sometimes I did something shitty to somebody, but just because I want, like, I just feel like you deserve this, and you think you're a bitch, but you've not met me.
No, I have a bit of that, but that like my own is that once I see that the person is good. So if the person has wronged me,
I don't care who you wrong though. I don't even want to know the reason that got me to that point. Now keep in mind is that when I'm done, trust what something I did with my full consciousness, I would still apologize to you. Do you know that it happened to one babe, right? It was, and I told the babe after the following day, I'm so sorry, because at the end of the day, an adult ended up getting involved in why we had to stop talking. So when the conversation we were supposed to have to sort things out was when I became a bitch.
Okay.
And then the next day, I now texted her. I was like, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I really wish we could still be friends. Blah, blah, blah.
Did you really win the apology?
I was like, minutes. Are you mad?
Wow.
Was I the Lulu when I was like...
Wow.
So she... Of course, she's still like... She's probably like, this girl is such a, like, daft person. Because how can you make me cry yesterday evening? This morning you're texting that you want to be my friend. So, of course, she said no.
Yeah.
And so the adults was like, how far?
Tried.
I was like, I've apologized, I've begged her. See the chat. She said no.
Morolake. Jesus Christ.
Like, nobody should step on my toes, because if I want to be wicked, I can take a lot of shit in my
Noted.
But
I will not be stepping on your toes.
Swallow also.
I have
Next,
taken that point. Yeah, I think the last one was never ever thrown a surprise party. I have.
Surprise party.
Yeah.
I think I helped throw one for my mom's 50th.
I love a good party. I love to
I
host.
don't like it.
I love to
Party.
prepare. I like the anticipation of a party. But
Count me out.
and the execution of it. I actually like it, especially a surprise. Like, yes.
So, let me find some other random stuff. In my gallery, someone said, I beg, how long does men's haircut take? Someone now said he branched somewhere. No real. Because clearly, you know that, she's basically asking because she's been gone a long time.
Maybe he went to pick you flowers.
By the way, did you see this thing where women, do you like the term females?
Yeah.
They were talking about
why you don't like it?
They were talking about how men Nigeria, how men that work for you can really be nasty.
Guy,
So,
this thing you just said.
I think it was on the I Said What I Said podcast.
Yes, I was actually listening to it yesterday.
That she said that she was, I think they had just left a wedding or something.
Guy.
A party, and they wanted to do after party but chill instead of clubbing.
Yeah.
And she had a driver drive her, and then the guy started driving her home.
That's it. He said she had been out too long. So
and then when they got home, he locked her in. He didn't let her get out of the car.
Guy.
And then, of course, I think she called her brother, and then her male friends. Now, all of them, everybody now had to come to her house.
Do you know that's scary?
The driver was not apologizing to the men.
No her.
And they told him, apologize, so he didn't answer.
People that employed him.
That's the woman that pays his salary.
Yeah.
Now, so a bunch of people, I think, also shared the experience. So this babe said, so my coworker said he was going towards my house to visit someone, so I offered to drop him off. Tell me why this man says that he cannot get in the car of a woman, and instead I should hand him my car keys so he drives while I sit in the passenger seat of my own car. And that person said, I picked up a guy from the gym that was going in my direction. A few minutes into the trip, he started complaining that I can't drive, that it's better he drives. I told him to get down so that we can switch. He came down and was coming over to the driver's seat when I drove off.
Very good. Very, very good.
Can we be serious with...
And men like this are scary.
Do you know,
men
I was
like
telling my mother
scary.
The other day, when I first heard the I Said What I Said podcast. I now read this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was telling her, I was like, at the end of the day, it is women that encourage men.
How do you mean?
So, for instance, now, a babe is dating somebody. Now, let's say maybe this is the guy's second girlfriend. First girlfriend, was not doing wifely duties, was not cooking, cleaning, all of that. It was just a regular relationship. Nobody thought anybody was not doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then he starts dating this babe that really, really likes him. Now, the babe is at his house every weekend washing, cleaning, cooking, going to the market, still sleeping with him. And let's say they break up, right? The next babe he dates, he starts demanding those things.
So this is what I feel like. It's not women that encourage men to do these things.
I'm not done.
Oh yeah, go on.
Right?
Okay.
Wait, that's exhibit A. Because, of course, for you to be demanding something like this, you've probably experienced it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so you think it's the norm, yeah.
And then now he's also now saying that the woman he had before her was rubbish because she didn't do all those things. Now again, I saw a tweet of someone saying, oh, everything his mom did, his mom would cook, go to work, still come home, wash clothes, do everything, and his father also goes to work, and that if his wife is not doing that, he can't marry.
Yeah.
And then people in the comments were like, how are you glorifying suffering? Right? Now, there's also the thing of women. I don't know if you know all these things, where women are now it's women that say it's, once you have your baby, you forget all the pain of labor.
Yeah.
But that's complete bullshit.
Okay.
But it's women telling women.
Well, you actually don't forget.
What do you mean you forget? Grace, you're still in physical pain. Do you know that your first piece of shit, whether it's C-section or vaginal delivery, is bloody painful?
I thought women forget that. So I'll tell you one thing with trauma, especially physical trauma. So there are some kind of accidents that people have had that I've heard that like they blank out from whatever time to whatever time they finally regain consciousness.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Even
But
if
that's
they were
not
conscious.
forgetting.
Your brain has decided to forget that.
I feel like that one is more of like your consciousness is asleep. It's different from, imagine, Grace, your cramps. Now let me give you this example, right? When it comes to cramps, you know that when your period comes, you're going to have, let's assume you have really terrible cramps. Now when you're not on your period, you might not be able to explain or like, what do you call it now, like make the pain come, or like be like, oh, is this painful? But you clearly remember how much pain you were in last month.
But I think you only remember how bad it is when you feel it.
But why would you now telling me that you forget the pain? That's not forgetting the pain.
Maybe it's just the wording.
Because now men would not start expecting that, oh, you've seen the baby. They say once you see the baby, you forget the pain. Stand up and cook.
No.
I'm serious, so. That's what I mean. Like, now keep in mind that if the women are like, do you know what? Labor is painful, everything is painful, but like, you know, your baby's worth it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing to, oh, don't worry. Once you see the baby. Now keep in mind, the nurses in most Nigerian hospitals, female nurses, when you're there, they basically tell women in labor to reduce their voice, that they're not the only one in labor, they're not the first people. I'm telling you, they're not the first people to have children. So imagine a woman is there with her husband
and he hears that.
He's probably thinking that, okay, then you're exaggerating.
Yeah.
Now, is this same women that would allow their men, like maybe if their men lose their jobs or, you know, business spoils, let their man, I'm not saying don't give your man grace, but it's been a year. Not only has your man lost his job, he hasn't made any efforts to find another one.
Okay.
So instead of you to start calling him out at that stage, you wait 10 years and then you're angry and you're pouring the anger you have on him on your children. Now the problem is, because taking care of children, nobody wants to maintain, can be quite cheap. It can be cheaper when they're younger. Okay. Because first and foremost, economy, exactly, low tuition. They probably don't even have wants yet. It's more of needs, which you're obliged to fulfill anyway. Excuse me, as they grow older, they want to go out. You know, they know about repeating clothes. They're growing up quickly out of things. If you're a girl, you're probably needing pads now. University's expensive. And then you're getting frustrated because maybe your salary hasn't been increasing the last 5 years. And you're spending more, and your partner is there. Now your partner already thinks it's normal. You did it the first year. So you're not angry in the 10th year of him being unemployed, and then you're complaining everywhere that he doesn't have a job. You basically encouraged him and made him feel comfortable in that decision. I'm not saying divorce him, but there's a way you can encourage somebody and put pressure. Like, see, if you're not going to do this, that's why, like, I just feel like a lot of things that women go through, it's actually women that have allowed men have the audacity.
So this is it. This is what I was going to say.
Because you're one of them.
I would say
giving men this kind of audacity.
No,
say your defense.
Say it's people that, men that think like this. It's probably, or people that think like this. Because even women too, if your ex used to drive you around, you would feel like you're going below standard when you start dating somebody that flies bus. So there's this level of life you have already been introduced to that you want that level of. Nobody does not like comfort, or we all want comfort. So there's this level of life that you've already experienced, and you want that to continue even more. So like the cooking and all of that, I can see why somebody would think that way. I'm not excusing that they would think that way. What's my own problem is when somebody thinks that is the standard of a relationship. There is no woman that is entitled to cook for anybody. Maybe that's how they were brought up, but you can give your child the world. If you don't want your son to enter the kitchen and ever cook, no problem, that's your son. That's how you want to raise him. But at the same time, let that your son know that it is nobody's obligation to cook for you. If you decide not to learn, no problem. If you go to the outside world and you meet somebody that does that for you, great. But nobody is entitled. You are not entitled to having that service. Even more so that they are just dating. It's not husband, no wife. So I feel like what the problem is that they are not being told that this is, I'm doing it because I want to do it. It's not a norm. That's what it is. And
but you know, when women want to have their way, or when they really like somebody and they're going after it, they actually sell it as, well, this is what a girlfriend should be doing.
that's the problem.
That's what I'm saying, is women that encourage it.
Not only women, their parents too should be telling them. Their
The mothers, I don't know, women.
Their fathers.
Their fathers basically were brought up like that. They think that's the norm.
This is just a stock.
Have to
Their
wash
fathers
it.
should let them know that
Do the fathers know any
this
better?
is not a norm.
The people that are supposed to change the narrative, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to tell me anything. It's the woman that basically raised the child. Like, there's a Yoruba proverb that says the bad child is for the mother and the good child is for the father.
It's actually a proverb, because I thought it was just a thing people
It's
say.
a proverb. Like, I don't know how to say it in Yoruba,
Interesting.
but it's a proverb. So when the child is good, responsible, has success, it's everybody's child. When the child is bad, do you hear the father shouting at the mother? See the child you raised.
So, just on this thing, I feel like the damage has already been done.
My point is, right, as a society, at least African society, is the mother that has the first interaction with the child and probably does most of the raising.
Yeah.
That automatically puts you in a position to change certain things. Like,
Yeah.
So it's like you carry most of the responsibility when it comes to that, whether you're supposed to or you're not supposed to. But you also have the power to, like, make history not repeat itself. Like, that's why you hear people say, oh, you people should be careful with the type of men you're raising, because who am I going to... And I've seen women on social media, this is like all races, say that, they don't have sons because they don't want their son to end up breaking somebody's heart, because they know what they've gone through with men. Now, they're not thinking that, it's something that you can actually teach, because I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, there are some men that will be like, oh, they can't marry a woman if the woman doesn't have to know how to cook, or that they don't cook and so they eat all out. So part of the reason they want to get married is so that they can spend less money on eating out. Now, and I told her, I was like, the problem with this, like, raising us, right, my mom didn't demand that we, for the longest time, we were all girls, come into the kitchen to help. So it's like, I'm assuming if we had a brother, it should have been the same thing. If one gender is not in the kitchen, nobody's in the kitchen. Right? Which is fair. I don't mind that. Now, at that point, if nobody knows how to cook, it's like, it's all of them. It's not restricted. But what happens in most African homes is that they'll be like, the girls should enter the kitchen and the boy should wash car. So when I was trying to tell my mom that, like, men need to know basic what's it called? Life skills. She was like, oh, she'll have my brother start coming to the kitchen. Now, at this point, my brother is the only one at home. Everybody's living their life. And I was like, it's not about saying, oh, come and learn to cook. Because I didn't learn to cook by, oh, Morolake, go and cook this. Yes. It would just happen because I actually like cooking. And I like trying my hands on new things. And majority of the cooking that I know how to do today is thanks to YouTube video. Not particularly because, like, I was, or said, oh, this is how to do it. And a lot of things also is by sight. Like, you enter the kitchen, you see somebody doing something, it just sticks like, oh, this is the method, right? So there's still a bunch of things I don't know how to cook. And it's because part of the reason is some things we don't even eat in my house. So it's like, we don't even eat it. You can't blame me.
There's no opportunity for
me to learn how to cook it. So that can happen to the boys too. But then she was like, he started washing the car. I was like, it's not about washing car. It's about letting him know that washing car is not a gender role, or cooking is not a gender role. Not about the act. If I have a car and I'm single, I'm sorry, please, am I going to go and rent a man to wash the car?
And wash your car.
I will wash the car now. Or if my husband travels and I need to wash my car, I would wash it and not say that it's just my man. But some men will expect that, if their wife is traveling, their wife should cook and put food in the fridge. Now, it's something I can do, but that's because I want to. Not because you think that being in the kitchen, that means if I leave you my children and travel, my children will not be able to eat. Or you people will be going to Mr. Biggs every day. Or McDonald's.
I think it's how they were brought up as well, like our parents' generation.
Yes, but then
But our generation is
Should-
not encouraging it.
You can't do that
So
because
this
you
is
know it's wrong.
When you say that I enable, this let me speak in my defense. Have I cooked for a man before? Yes.
No, I don't know. Just
Will I cook for a man again? Yes.
oh, you've
But
cooked
will
for a man
that
before.
man know? Yeah, I have cooked for a man.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like
But does that man know that that's not my job? He does.
yes. See,
I always make it a point to note that I'm cooking because I want to do it. I
Yeah.
like to do it. I mean, if I can, you make my life easy. If I can make your life easy in this
Why
way too,
not?
why not? We're in a relationship. I might
it's an act
as
of
well.
service.
Exactly. But that you expect
Not even just expect. You think it is my duty
Yeah.
as a woman to be
do
in
that.
the kitchen.
No.
That's the problem I have. Because
No.
me, I mean, if I get married or have somebody, I may never have a need to like say they should cook for me because I actually like being in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to now think that me being in the kitchen is like the norm and every other woman should be in the kitchen while the sons are watching football, then there's a problem somewhere.
But
That's the one that's
even at that, like
I
even
can't
though
deal
that's
with.
something you do for the fun of it, sometimes you have to consciously say that, you know what, today I will not cook. Let
Because
him cook. No matter how bad the food
not
might be,
even-
no matter how it kills you to do, no matter how you want
and if
to
you're
be
a
in
grown
the
man, you know
kitchen,
one of my deal breakers is if you're a grown man,
I can't cook.
you can't feed yourself.
Yeah.
There's a very big problem somewhere.
I mean, you can't cook is fine.
See,
but
I don't think, do you know this whole thing you can't cook? I think it's a matter of, maybe somebody makes jollof rice and it really bangs like that of the kitchen lover's own. It's different from the jollof rice I made yesterday. It was not red, but it was still
It
rice
tasted
and it
good,
was
yeah,
nice. That's what I mean by, I don't need cooking, like, because at the end of the day, if you say that, maybe salt is not there, that's bearable. But you cannot tell me that you're a grown man, you can feed yourself and then it's too salted.
Or you don't even know what the process is to making stew. You don't know you don't know how to make indomie. Like if you enter the kitchen, you'll be clueless.
Like, I don't wonder, or the only thing you know how to do is, some people say the only thing you know how to do is boil water and then you'll still forget it. Like, do you think that's funny?
Because to get to a point where
Don't burn my house down.
you physically cannot do it as well.
Like,
what
so
does that
imagine
mean?
the people that already think that, everybody says once you have a baby, forget about it. And then let's say it was a vaginal delivery, they let me go home same day or the next day, and then you're not expecting.
Oh, you forget about the pain.
Or I'm pregnant, and then it's like third trimester. There was one show I watched. It was actually a Nigerian movie on YouTube, and the guy married this babe, studied abroad, one big engineering course, something engineering, and she was working at an oil company in Port Harcourt. But the guy lived in Lagos, married her, paid big bride price, had his own house in Lagos. They moved to Lagos, and then he started shouting, "You need to get a job, you need to get a job, you need to get a job." And then she was like, calm down. The way I grew up, a man's supposed to chest the responsibilities. And then he's like, well, this is Lagos, I'm a feminist, we're doing our life 50-50. She's like, okay, do you know what? No problem. I don't even have the 50 to give you anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, just endure while I hustle. And then he kept throwing shots, and the next thing she got pregnant, and then he got angrier. He was like, you're losing focus. You're supposed to be looking for a job. Here you are, getting pregnant.
Are you shitting me?
Now, keep in mind, her first trimester was horrible. She was
Sorry, is this her husband that is telling her
Yeah.
this thing?
she was
How
throwing.
did she get pregnant for another man?
No.
It was her husband
Yes,
she got.
wait now. She was throwing up every single day, physically weak, could not keep food down. Even had to go to the hospital at some point. This one was still always throwing shade and everything. And then she has the baby. She told him that, do you know what, I really would like to stay with my baby for at least a year before I let him go to preschool, whatever, school, nanny, whatever. And the man started shouting at her, started frustrating her. So they extent that his mom came visiting for Omogo, and his mother cooked food. Tell me why they're eating. The man is like, what rubbish did you cook? He's talking to his wife. The salt here is too much.
But not knowing it was his mother that.
And then his mother, so the wife is like, she keeps quiet. And then the mother is like, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong with this food. And then the guy is like, oh, you're always supporting this girl, blah, blah, blah. And then the woman is like, but I'm not always supporting, I'm the one that cooked the food.
Very good.
And then he was like, oh, mommy, I'm sorry, the food is nice.
You're lying.
I swear to God. I'll show you the movie on YouTube
That
if I
kind
can
of
remember it.
person now.
Now, she speaks to the son, educates him. Like, you need to go easy on this babe and everything. The mother finally finishes her whatever number of months she spends, goes back home. This guy starts putting pressure. And then the babe is like, I had a well-paying job in Port Harcourt. You dragged me away. And then you're shouting at me. He didn't answer. And so at the end of the day, she got a job, but the job was in Port Harcourt and they were paying in dollars.
I'm going to leave.
He was like, she didn't even want to go. She was like, she wanted to stay with her child. He insisted. He was like, economy is going bad. We're going to get a nanny
to stay with the child in Lagos
while he goes to work, and she is in Port Harcourt, and that she should fly in every weekend, Friday evening, and then she'll go back to Port Harcourt.
I thought economy is bad. Where's the money to be flying?
She's earning in dollars now,
right?
So there's money for flying, and she's contributing her 50-50 to the house,
right?
Anyway, the next thing she knows, her son is always sick. Next thing, they call her one day saying, the boy's in the hospital.
Okay.
And she's like, oh well, I saw him yesterday, he's good. Anyway, she gets there and she meets her dead son.
Shut up.
I'm telling you.
Dead!
She met the son dead. He had died before she got him. Apparently, the nanny was not, was maltreating the child.
No. What a price to pay.
He now started begging her. She left him all.
What a price to
And then
pay.
she moved to Port Harcourt.
Do you know what? I like when I see things like this, and I like when I hear these stories, because people that get married without fully knowing what they're getting themselves into, or who they are, or without doing the work before the marriage, will think that the PR for marriage has been good for as long as I can remember. But I like now that we get to, or we're being shown that it's not all that. Like, I get that married people are saying the truth more. I get that married people are being more vocal about things like this, because you will just sign up and not know what you're signing up for. I like that they are like, okay, if you decide to do this, go ahead, but statistics show that there's a high chance this might not work if this and this and this is not put in place, or this and this is not done. Like, now, I like that people are saying more often, love is not enough. There's more you need for marriage. So I like when I see things like this, honestly. I like when I see things like this, because
that's the thing about,
you can't say you do not know.
The whole thing about the, women delivery, childbirth and everything, because there's a certain narrative that has been sold about how childbirth is like, labor is painful, everybody knows. But then the narrative that, once the baby comes out, you feel relief. They forget to tell you that you sometimes actually have to push the placenta out.
Do you know what? Now that you say that, I'm actually happy that you said that. Like, you don't, not like the pain is forgotten completely. Because I always felt that that's what the story, again, like you said, women say it all the time.
Yeah.
That once you have a baby, you forget the pain. So I thought, actually, once you go through that, push the baby, the pain is forgotten.
Keep in mind that if you have vaginal tear, if it's like a vaginal birth,
you have to heal.
Not even just that, they literally sew it, so you feel the sting.
Sorry, no anesthetic.
Even if they give you, it's still stinging. Now keep in mind, your first pee is not like you're peeing water. Even if you pour water on an open wound, it still stings you. So whether it's vaginal or C-section, your first excretion, whether shit or piss, is painful. Now, for the people that still have to birth, push for their placenta to come out, that's a lot. That's 2 labors.
Is there a scenario where the placenta comes out with the baby?
Follows, but not every time.
Damn. See it.
It's not easy. Everybody just paints it as in in the past. Now I know more. Again, that's what me I do for. I love children. So my FYP is a lot of that as well. I watch a lot of birth stories, all of that. But then it's just everybody just paints it as, Of course, it might be easier for some people than others. Some people spend their entire pregnancy bedridden. Not because they can't move or they can't walk.
I've seen that before in a movie. Yeah, I was very confused because the lady looked healthy, but she just couldn't do anything. She was bedridden the whole time.
They're not even healthy. On
top say I won't born picking.
Do you know that Serena Williams, when she had her first child, she had pre-eclampsia, and I think that's when you have I don't know if it's high blood pressure or diabetes when you get it during pregnancy.
Okay.
So like for the period you're pregnant, you're diabetic or you have constant high blood pressure. It was one of them.
Your finest pardon.
So I think after she had the child, she started saying they needed to check her. She was not feeling okay, and they were like, "Oh, it's normal." The doctors, "Oh, it's normal. Oh, you're fine." And then she insisted, and they found out something was wrong. And if they really didn't listen to her when they finally answered her, she could have died. What's it called? Do you know? I now realize that that's a lot of many times. That's why people pass away when they have their children.
Yeah.
Because they just ignore whatever they're complaining of. Do you also know that some women, I don't know if it's all women, but they shiver right after they're having their children, like horrible shivers, like they're shaking violently. It's called, I think, post birth traumas, shivers. I don't know, it's something, but I saw it in somebody's birth vlog after they were shaking, and then I actually now realize that something that actually happens more often than not. I've never heard that till I saw it.
I think I'll encourage more men to be in delivery rooms.
They faint.
Yeah, faint, wake up.
They pass out.
You wake up and we'll continue again.
Do you know
I'll
that when they want to
people
give epidural, they give it in
Yeah.
your spine?
Yeah, I heard that from a friend who
And
just gave birth.
sometimes it has side effects.
It can paralyze you.
Yes.
I heard that. My friend who gave birth last year got
Yeah.
an epidural, and she was telling me how it's done, and she told me that they told her like it's risky. Of course, it helps with the pain and everything, but it will hurt.
So when women are
there's a
saying,
risk to it, sorry.
"Oh, don't do strong woman," get your epidural. Nobody's talking about the side effects of that so-called epidural.
Yeah, and when it wears off, you also then feel pain as well.
And then don't forget that when you do C-section, some people think C-section is the easy way out.
You have to heal.
It's actually harder than it can be. I don't want to say, because again, it differs to people. Some people heal fast, some people don't. And one of those people that their wound itches. I have a friend that she had a baby, and she had a baby before C-section, but the baby didn't live long.
Okay.
She had a new baby, so that's 2 C-section scars. And I don't know if it's in the same place, because sometimes they cut the same place.
You're lying! Shut up! Jesus!
Why don't you know these things?
Rolake, what the hell?
So wait now. Tell me why at home the stitches start removing and she's bleeding on her C-section wound. But her husband still has to go to work and she still has to nurse the baby. So she's bleeding and she's nursing the baby in pain because the baby must feed. And now this is not an easy baby. Like, this is the baby that any small thing crying. So she also still has to stand and rock the baby to sleep. But she's bleeding.
She doesn't have help.
She doesn't.
And that's one thing about giving
They're in
birth
this country.
abroad. Oh! That's something about giving birth abroad, my God.
So at the end of the day, I was like, did you call your GP? She's like, yeah, I don't even know what they told her. But do you know that when people complain of healthcare, I've actually realized it's not even just a Nigerian problem. Now, a lot of the doctors in Nigeria, I have doctor friends, and most of them, like, they put up posts like, oh, you can't just blame doctors, like, do you know how much we're paid? Do you know, like, we're not even given the tools to do our job well? What's in a country where, like, healthcare is supposedly good? Like, do you know people literally leave our country to come and give birth here?
Yeah.
And then you have people here that are still lacking care.
Yeah.
And then I had to tell the person, I was like, you know what you need to do is, if your GP doesn't have time to see you, because they kept on saying there was no chance, they would walk there, go there in the morning, oh, there's no appointment available. So I was like, you need to call the non-emergency ambulance.
And they will be forced
emergency
to
number. And then when you call the non-emergency, they'll ask you who your GP is, all of that question. And then they will book you in. I'm 100% sure if they call your GP for you or any available GP, somebody is going to see you. Because tell me why your C-section is bleeding. I'm like, if it's bleeding, call the ambulance that you're bleeding.
I'm sorry, the GP only refers you to
the hospital.
Which is even long.
Now, to even see your GP is long. To not even get a referral. Now, for your appointment date to now come. Honestly, if it's not like it's emergency where ambulance needs to come,
That's why I need to have money in this life, as I said, because I'm going to go private. Like, at least private sector, you get more.
And you can
but
make
you can't
certain
claim
demands.
any benefits of that. You can't get any tax back. Like, everything is... So that's why I'm going to get rich in this life.
I'll never be broke in my life.
I shall never be broke in my life. Amen.
But like, my point is, women go through all of this. Women die from childbirth, and at the end of the day,
bro.
Men will still think that, oh, once you get home, they said you forget the pain. Oh yeah, now start cooking.
Please, let's raise men better, and also women, like in relationships or even in marriage, just let men know that what you're giving them is a privilege. Like, let them know that it's not the norm, it's not what is expected of people, because we can get carried away in, like, I don't think anybody should live their lives with that entitlement to service from other people. Like, I don't think that's the best way to live life. Let's just know that everything anybody is doing for you, they're doing it out of love. They're not doing it because they have to do it. They're just doing it because they want to do it for you. I think once you live your life that way, all these unnecessary expectations will reduce. And for people, men, women that have that expectation, try and tell them, remind them every time that if you think that this is a norm, you might meet 10 more women that will give you that, but just know that if you meet that one that doesn't give you that, don't feel like that person loves you less because they're not giving you that. I'm also talking to myself.
Okay, good. good.
Talking to myself.
But actually, for real, I mean, that's I think it's just going to be a lot.
Yeah.
If, like, I'm not even interested in getting with somebody because I just feel like I might just be overwhelming. Because, like, there's some things I'm not just going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at this point, my deal breakers are... Because for me, right, it's always the small things that matter. I don't want even a grand gesture. They're cute and nice. But, like, it's the little things you do. It's not like... Of course, I want a Birkin bag if you can afford it. And the biggest diamond cut ring.
Period.
But, like, if my head is aching me and you're still shouting at me to go and cook, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you. Let's just be serious. So, like, it's just because at the end of the day, tiny drops make a mighty ocean. And tiny drops of kindness, of course, like...
But, sometimes to buckets to make mighty ocean too.
Agreed. But... Before you get to the buckets, right, you would have been seeing tiny drops.
But the bucket makes the ocean fill up faster.
And the tiny drops... that I'm going to stop you at, because you're not even going to get to the point where you'll be able to carry a whole bucket and pour me. Because, like, for you to get to buckets, you'll have been dropping, like,
Yeah.
And then you now get to the point where you think, oh, you can carry a bowl.
Yeah.
And then you can carry half a bucket.
Yeah.
And then before next thing, you want to drown me inside the ocean. Yeah. It's from the tiny drops I'll back out.
I swear.
Because I don't even have tolerance for rubbish, man. Let's be serious. Like, especially at my age, it's like... Maybe when I was younger, there are certain things I could have. I'm not old like you, I understand. But right now, especially, and then with things I see on the internet, it's just like...
But again, this internet, it's good and it's bad. I'm happy that, like, we get more clarity on things and people are no more shy about sharing their stories. Who's that guy there's some blogger that Joro? It's Joro. That's post crazy stuff. Like, people share their stories, though anonymously, but people are no more scared of sharing their stories.
Like, now people come out with their full chest.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story of the woman that I don't know if I told you, she and her husband are in the UK. I think she's independent.
Okay.
And she has 5 children. 4 or 5. I think it's 5.
They born here.
No, they're immigrants.
Okay.
So the husband, I don't know if the children were born here, I don't think so. Maybe the last one. And then her husband comes home one day, they're stable, they're in a good place in their life, and the man is like, yeah, I can't do this. You take care of the kids, I'm leaving the house, I'm just not interested in this marriage again. I'll send you money for the kids, for their upkeep, all of that. And the woman's like, okay, no problem, like, that's fine. The man's a little upset because he expected more of a fight back, maybe tears. And then he goes to work the next day. Before he comes back, this woman had packed her children's passports. And she had flown herself. She cleared their accounts. And flew herself. Packed her things. Now, keep in mind, the children are in nursery, they're in school, they're in crash, everything. And flies herself back to Nigeria.
With their passports.
With the children's passports.
I love her.
The only passport she left was her husband's phone.
I love her so much. She should have taken his own.
So now the husband's at work and then he's getting calls. Come and pick your children from school. So he's like, what's your mother doing?
Exactly.
So he's now pissed. He wrote in on a blog, that was already the story. He's now pissed that what kind of mother and what kind of wife leaves a husband with their 5 children.
What kind of father?
Wait, that it's his sister that has been helping him out with the kids. And that he has been calling her, she's not picking. He has been calling her family members, the ones that managed to pick. And like, I don't understand why you're angry. This is exactly the same thing you said you're gonna do, and she did it, and now you're pissed. Like, why are you angry? This was your plan. You don't want her anymore, and she left you.
I'll be sending you money.
You never said you didn't want your kids. If you don't want the kids, give them to the government.
Literally.
I know in this country they don't play about children.
No, 100%.
You do anyhow, they're taking your children from you.
100%.
So now he was not like, now he has to go
That
and
woman is crazy.
get new passports for the children,
No,
blah blah
you can't
blah,
get new passports.
that he's
So what happened to their old
overwhelmed,
ones?
blah 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 blah.
He wants to get new passports to send them home.
I don't even know what his
He
plan
can't
is.
actually get new passports because they have to declare the old ones missing. And the wife can say, oh, they're not missing, they're
They're with
actually
me.
here. So they have valid passports. For another 5 years, whoa, you go see Shaggy.
I mean, that's like brutal, but I love it, man,
No,
because
she needs to get a taste of. I mean, that marriage may never work. They may never like fix ever again. But like, how would they, like what?
I'm sure that like that marriage was not even working out for her before, and she just stayed for the children and for.
So what happened to the kids now? It's so sad that 5 children, 5 people are caught in the midst of all this chaos.
Anyway, moving on. The last thing we'll talk about, it's a thread called, and the heading is Friendship, What a Concept. I was hospitalized this past December, and the first time the nurses saw me smile in the midst of the pain was when my best friend walked in shouting, "No blood, no injuries, just lying there as a grown-ass man because your body has failed you." And that one said, friendship kept me going in the worst parts of my life, my friends and my lifelines. And that person, anytime I hang out with my friends, my whole body feels better, and I'm not even trying to make things up. The past 2 weeks I've been hanging out with my babe, and all the stress I've been in has been freed up. I recommend good friendships.
Yeah.
One day work was so hectic. My daughter was supposed to have a pajama day at school, and obviously wanted new pajamas, and I could not get a chance to the shops. Said it in passing to my friend. The next thing, she's video calling me from the shops, asking me to choose one. Then there was another one I saw of a woman. She was at a bridal shower, and an older woman was like give advice to the bride. I think that's what they do at bridal showers. Have you been to one?
Yeah, I have.
You guys give advice?
Yeah, we did.
What did you say?
Oh, we didn't. We asked. I don't remember. Very well.
So, she said that she expected like proper marriage advice from the older woman to the bride, but the woman went and said, by the way, the people I got this from, they also have a podcast. I think it's where the girls pod. Anyway, it was a clip I saw on Instagram. Yeah. So then the older woman recited a poem. So, but she started with like, don't forget your girlfriends. And then the poem reads, here is what I will know about girlfriends. Here's what I know about girlfriends. Girlfriends bring casseroles and scrub your bathroom when you need help. Girlfriends keep your children and keep your secrets. Girlfriends give advice when you ask for it. Sometimes you take it, sometimes you don't. Girlfriends don't always tell you that you're right, but they're usually honest. Girlfriends still love you even when they don't agree with your choices. Girlfriends laugh with you and don't need canned jokes to start the laughter. Girlfriends pull you out of your jams. Girlfriends will give a party for your son or daughter when they get married or have a baby, in whichever order that comes. Girls are there for you in an instant when the hard time comes. Girlfriends listen when you lose a job or a friend. Girlfriends listen when your child or children break your heart. Girlfriends listen when your parents' minds and body fail. Girlfriends cry with you when someone you love dies. Sisters, family, and friends bless my life. When we began this journey, we had no idea of the incredible joys or sorrows that lay ahead, nor did we know how much we need each other. So keep your girlfriends.
Per.
Purr.
Biggest per. I've heard a lot of stories where people get married and cut communication with even their bridesmaids, like people that were on their bridal train. And I've heard stories where people get married and they start hanging out with married females or married men, or they start having more couple friends because I mean they're at this new stage of their life. They've like maybe they have friends that are not married so can't really relate, and you hear a lot of advice that don't ask your friends for advice, ask people that have experience. You even hear this one that you can't keep a man. It's who you're asking for advice, so all those things. But it's so like it's very nice to hear that like in a bridal shower an elderly woman is the one telling her like don't lose your friends, because there's one video I saw and the lady was asking why do you think girlfriends are so important, and the woman, there were two old ladies and they were like, now this is not factual but they said because women live longer than men. So imagine, and the both of them have lost their husbands. Yeah. So like, who do you have? Like really, who do you have now? That's not say like it's not factual again.
You even can't say there's probably statistics backing that up.
So I don't have facts to back it up, but so like friendships are actually they are work code. They are not like they don't just happen. I mean, they happen naturally, but it takes effort to sustain them. The same way you're sustaining relationships, the same way you put in effort to keep your job, the same way you put in effort. But at least with friendships, I don't think it should be that much of a difficult.
I think the thing with friendship is that for me, right, the motto I live by is like energy for energy.
Okay.
And sometimes I realize I've given way more energy in certain situations. But then I try to re-evaluate, like, okay, maybe what I did yesterday was, like, way above. Like, for instance, there's this babe I met, and on her birthday, I did, like, a slideshow of our pictures. And then, like, I just didn't feel like, you know, she appreciated it, or, like, I felt it was more, the feeling I got that she felt was, like, you know, you're doing too much, girl.
Oh.
So, like, she didn't voice, she seemed very appreciative, but, like, I could just sense it. So, at that point, I really tried to evaluate, like, what's in friendship. Because the thing about me is, like, when I love you, like, I don't love easily, but when I do love you, I don't even think again at that point. I'm just going hard for you, right? And then it gets to a point where I actually now start evaluating, like, okay, you've gone hard for this person. Is this person actually worth your heart? Like, for instance, when I was in Nigeria, I used to send me money a lot. And like coming here, you still were sending me money, and at that point I was just like, agreed, I'm still broke. But it's like, if she was supposed to evaluate this, what is she getting in return? Like, she can what's the English, say that it's because she can't afford it, or because she doesn't have the money, so that's fine, blah blah blah. But like, now is at the point where I can actually afford to do things for you. And if I was not doing things, it's now be very clear that you're just putting in all this energy and nothing's coming from me. Now, keep in mind, there's probably some things that have led up to you putting that amount of energy.
Yeah.
Now, it might not be like monetary or material, right? And that's where like evaluating your friendships come for me. Because sometimes it's like, I didn't have money to give the girl. I mean, I gave her skincare, did the slideshow. That's all I could offer, right? Now, thinking of what she gave me my first pair of sneakers in this country.
Okay.
So it's like, for me, it was like, I don't even know what I was even wearing, but that meant a lot to me because we barely knew each other then.
Yeah.
And for me, she went hard straight off the bat. So when I had the opportunity, I tried to go as hard as I could.
The same, yeah.
And again, growing up, I used to be more like sentimental, like epistles. That's not me anymore. I don't know. I used to be a really mushy person. I feel like it's still deep down, but like, it's no longer surface level, right?
Yeah.
And that's why now, when I can, I try to, like, you know, go hard for you.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, when you say energy for energy, if I like somebody, I like somebody. If I have a friend and I consider you a friend, I consider you a friend. It's recently that I've started, by recently, maybe last year or two, that I've started intentionally saying, okay, this is an acquaintance, this is a colleague, this is a classmate, this is somebody that I know from somebody that I know, and then this is a friend, and then this is a best friend, and this is family. Like, I've started to now segregate it, but before I just felt I feel kindness towards this person. I love this person. I mean, I might as well. And it was never, I never paid so much attention to how it was reciprocated. In that moment, do I feel like going out for this person? I feel like doing it, and then I'll do it, and then like, but then you start being taken for granted.
That's the
You're
thing.
being put under so much. You're putting yourself under so much pressure. Maybe this person's birthday comes around and you're like, oh my god.
You're
and
freaking
then
out.
and then one thing with me is, if you get me like, I have some friends from church that I do this with, or that this has happened with back home, and especially back home, but then I have some friends here as well that they would get you maybe for your birthday, they would get you like a nice jewelry, and then their birthday comes around and maybe I just show up and take pictures for them on the birthday, or I do pre-birthday photo shoots. In my head, I've given you a birthday present because you would have paid to get those pictures taken. So I bought flowers, I've showed up at your house, I've spent the whole day taking your pictures, but then their birthday comes and it's like, where is my gift? Do you get? So like, it's like, okay, but I got you, without saying it, it's like, oh, but I got you this, and then you hear them say that about other people, and it's like, okay, that is why you go ham on people's birthdays, because you want that energy reciprocated. Noted. And if you see items on this wish list, if you see items on this wish list, it's crazy.
I feel like I'm actually a very bad gifter.
I don't think so.
Somebody called me out on it, actually.
Okay.
Basically, like, all I know how to give is money.
Wow.
It's easiest.
Maybe the person wants more now for that person.
So
but some
wait,
people
now
cherish that money.
I realized that money, people, like, I used to always say, oh, if you want to gift me, because usually when people say, what do you want for your birthday?
Money.
Like, except this year, the only thing I wanted was that Osmo pocket camera
Okay.
that I can't afford.
Okay.
But I'm not the kind of person that wants people to, like, actually buy stuff.
Yeah.
I would rather afford it, and then whatever is in your mind, whether it's money or whatever. Of course, I appreciate money, but the thing about money is easily, like, it's not something you can now see, like, this frame now, be looking at, constantly remembering who gave you. I think that's the thing with gifts. So when you give somebody money, what I've learned is that sometimes it can actually be lack of initiative.
I actually never asked you, would you rather a tangible gift or an experience?
I actually do not know. I feel like it also depends on who I'm having the experience with.
Okay.
Like, for instance, if you say, oh, here's money, go and eat, you're joking.
You're not going to eat.
Like, there's food
that
at home.
money
Like,
is
I
going
literally told you
elsewhere.
this money. But like, let's say you're here now and you're like, oh, let's go and have dinner.
Yeah.
Celebrate this. That's something worth,
Yeah.
That's like a memory. If it's like, now again, because I'm not the outside type, like, having gifts is nice. But then if it's not a gift that I can actually put to use in my daily life, like, for instance, this frame, I don't really like the pictures. So while it's a nice gesture, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't feel gifted.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you get it? Yeah, but like, I appreciate
there were
that.
other items that, yeah.
Yes. I'm like, okay, you put thought into it. Like, this is nice.
100%.
I got these Puma shoes for my birthday.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that part of the things I wanted to get myself was shoes from Adidas or Puma.
Okay.
And I was just thinking of, let me start looking at what is trending, what the it girls are wearing, only for me to now get Puma shoes as a birthday gift. That for me hits, because the baby did not even know that I was looking for it or searching for it or anything. Now, gifts I got from a couple other people, I think I had one or two things from it already, or they had done nice gestures where they had given me something in it before.
Okay.
But the fact that they gifted me, for me, the entire thing was the thought for me. You thought about me, or you love me that much that you went out of your way to spend money to gift me. I don't care what's in that gift. Like, we're locked in.
I feel like this birthday was the laziest I'd gotten. The laziest gift.
What have you even gotten from me for birthday in the past?
Actually, yeah, you're actually right. Not that I can remember. But this birthday was
Like this
the
one,
laziest.
you said you wanted to get
gifting.
that picture.
Yeah.
That's something.
And
the
I
question
gave you an
is for
option.
someone like you that is an extrovert.
Then what you
That might work.
Yeah.
I don't even like cameras like that. All in the name of even the DJ, the Osmo Pocket. Like, will I remember to unbox it?
Oh, like mad.
And
But
then
if
will
you
I
want
remember
to
to
be-
use it?
Yeah, true.
Like ordinary, just yesterday, I forgot to record. Use the most important. My sister was asking, "Where's her reaction?" I'm like, "I'm sorry,
Non-existent,
I
bro.
didn't remember." So it's like the whole gifting thing. Keep in mind, my love language is receiving gifts.
Okay.
But I think that
Romantic or
I
for
don't
friends?
even know because I'm still trying
Because
to.
I have different love languages for both.
Okay. What's your language? Your romantic love language?
My romantic love language would be physical touch and acts of service.
I mean, they're all our love languages, but like the top two will be
Physical touch
Physical
and
touch.
acts of service.
out of friendship.
Sorry, what am I saying? Sorry, take that back. My romantic love languages, I mean, they all are, like you rightfully said, but for
Number one.
my number one would be physical touch and words of affirmation.
You're beautiful.
I like to hear those things.
You're
I like to be
beautiful,
told.
baby.
I mean, of course, I would like to be shown, but again, I like to be told to. Actually, it
skin
probably would
girl.
be words of affirmation first, then
And then
physical touch. And then right after physical touch would be acts of service. Just right after. They're literally on this, maybe on the same pedestal. But for friendships, it would be, is it how I like to give or receive?
How do you say both?
Okay, well, friendships for both, it would be acts of, to receive, it would be quality time and...
No that you always FaceTiming me.
Shut up. To receive, it would be quality time and it would be gifts giving or gifts receiving. I like to receive stuff from my friend, but to give,
To show love.
to show love, it would be acts of service. I think that's the only way I show love. I'm not physical.
I think one thing that I learned was that we need to learn to show love in the person's love language.
Yeah,
because a lot of times, like, I'm quick to give gifts, monetary, going shopping, especially now that I have money, right? I don't mind walking into the store, ordering something online for somebody.
Yeah,
like
you showed me.
Forget
yesterday.
you, not even you. Last year, like your own.
Wow.
Your own was like, forget
Yeah.
it, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking of people that I don't even love.
Okay.
Because like that's my default setting. And I realized that it's probably me just showing love the way I want to receive it. You know, there's also another thing where at some point I realized my love language was acts of service. And I spoke to my friend about it. I was like, has the thing changed? Have I changed? And then he was like, sometimes the face we are in life, another love language heightens.
Yeah.
So maybe like in that moment, all I needed was like, if I needed reassurance, it would be words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Maybe another phase, I'm needing help, physical help. If you give me money, I actually need to do the work, not money. So that will be acts of service.
Yeah.
That
Like
kind
say
of
you're
thing.
moving into a new
Yeah,
house. You need people to help you actually move.
Yes.
And
I
then
mean,
maybe
where
they're just
receiving
telling you-
gifts would come is maybe you give me money to pay movers.
Yeah, but the scenario is you're moving to a new place and they're just telling you, oh, you're well done, like you're doing amazing. Like that doesn't, I don't feel like you're showing up for me in that moment.
Then, and that thing again I've also realized is sometimes you grow up having, and your love language ends up being the what do you call it, the thing you lacked most as a child.
Okay.
So like, of course, different people have different perspectives on like love languages
I think
and
that's
all of
physical
that.
touch for me. My family, they're not mushy people. They are not mushy people because I've met mushy people.
Yeah.
Mushy moms, and my family definitely not.
Yeah. Then I also saw something where somebody said that your toxic trait is usually the opposite of your love language. So they gave an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
Can I remember? Maybe it was, I don't know, it was, they said something and they were like, the toxic trait, maybe like being avoidant.
Okay.
I don't know, man, but like if I find the clip, it was a real, I don't know if I saved it, but I'll try and find it for you, because I want to do a whole episode on love. Okay. So like I'll talk about it like better there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So but then
okay,
I was like, okay, I was not sure if I completely agreed, but there's this book on love that I really want to read, the one I sent to you. No, I haven't read it.
I haven't read it. I started it, but
I didn't even start it. But I would read it and then see, because again sometimes people have different opinions or beliefs about love, even if it's like what do you call it, man-centric, like man-centered and all of that,
or romantic love.
Yeah, it still just gives an idea of how people think when it relates to what love is, how you show it, how you receive it. But like the whole flower thingy, like again, it's not my vibe. Oh, then that's the kind of like, you buy flowers for yourself, girl.
Like I could have been happy with.
Yeah, I know. But then it's like,
there, but just
going to get the flowers is like, is it going to kill me? That's the thing about like showing love, because they're okay if you don't do it, but it's going to make them a tad bit happier.
It's actually so crazy with a romantic partner, if they don't do it, or if, actually no, not just even with friends, like if you know that, like, for example, buying flowers is not something this person cares about, so they've bought it and then they've given it to me and I don't see that they're excited to give it to me, I feel so way.
You're like, they're giving you like shut up and things.
Yeah, I'm just like and maybe I'm forcing them to do something, and they're there because they love me and they know that I want to be there, but they cannot be asked.
I think the thing about it is, for instance, like, what's the exciting part about getting you flowers was your excitement receiving it.
Yeah.
Not like the actual act, or like at the end of the day I was asking you that what I smelt it and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right? So like, of course it'd be nice to receive flowers, but I don't even have a vase. If anybody wants to buy me flowers, please buy a vase too, because where am I going to keep it? Like in December when you got me flowers, I was like, okay, cute. Like, and then you were telling me, oh, don't let them die. I was like, this is the problem.
They are gonna die.
And I remember when my friend had that graduation and I literally had to buy different flowers and made it into a bouquet. Because she really wanted it. Again, it's not my vibe. My entire house was like filled with grass and leaves because I was watching YouTube video upon YouTube video, trying to make it. That's why I bought that wrapping paper, trying to make it like, into something nice. I could not afford a giant big 100 bouquet of roses, so I just had to do that.
Make it yourself. And
she really liked it. I mean, it turned out really pretty, if I do say so myself. I was going to do that for you, but I was like,
I beg.
I don't have it. This is gonna die, man.
I'm telling you.
So, and then again, another thing is that the flowers in Nigeria might be expensive. So I can understand if girls are demanding flowers. Yeah. And it's like maybe 15,000 for a bouquet.
But like, here it's so cheap.
Like, I literally just entered the supermarket and
it's actually so cheap.
It's not something that if you know somebody wants it, you can't get it for them. Like I've seen people online say that they make sure to always replace their women's bouquet. So let's say they know it's going to last for 2 weeks. Yeah. At the end of those 2 weeks, they're coming with the other one. Even if they're not excited, the fact that they're making their partner happy, I think that should make you happy.
Bro, that's one thing I struggle with, because I heard on a podcast that there's this girl wrote in saying that she told her boyfriend she likes flowers, she wants to be receiving flowers, and so he has a membership, a subscription with this florist. So every month, periodically, without fail, she gets flowers every month. But now she's now saying that like she's getting the flowers, but like there's no more thought to it. Like the whole romance of it now is gone.
I think that's the thing about certain actions, because it's like you want the person to want to do it.
He can't be
if
bothered. Are you
demand
getting flowers?
it,
Yes. Are you
like for instance, now I literally asked you if you wanted and you said no,
No,
because
yeah.
it's not, you know, it's not my vibe,
Yeah.
right? But then imagine you're like, oh, Rolly, as I'm coming, I need flowers waiting for me. Like I would do it, but then it's like I'm giving you because you asked.
Yeah.
But like going out of my way to do it is nice. But the thing is, I feel like that's where compromise comes in, because if you demand something for too long, like if you mention to somebody, oh, it'd be nice to get flowers once in a while, and you're seeing that maybe not as often as you'd like, but you know, they remember, or like maybe if it's like long distance now, I'm expecting that if I've told you I like flowers,
I should get.
or if it's like I went on vacation, I want to come back and see that my man has flowers for me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I'm not saying that, oh, every week get flowers.
Yeah.
Of course, there are some people like that. Now, if it was that maybe the guy was like going there to pick it out, maybe every time he would like create bouquets, or be like, you know, this is for, let this flower represent this. Yeah, but it's going to be hard.
But
if you don't want to, you don't want to.
He just has it on delivery every month without fail.
He
maybe the first of
his
every
ear
month.
off.
She's getting. He's paying for it. She gets in the flowers. Yeah, she's getting the flowers.
But not the way she
anyway,
wants to get
I think like not all our love languages will be serviced by our romantic partners. That's why it's so important to have friends as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, friendships are beautiful. Friendships are
so
nice.
Do you think I love you?
No, I don't think you love me.
Good, because I don't. Oh.
I know you love. Friendships are nice. I know female friendships have bad PR, but nah, they're beautiful.
I've been seeing a lot of good PR.
Female friendships are beautiful. I beg, like, hold your friendship.
But like, how do you think? Let's give advice to the people of the world.
Okay.
How have we been friends for 10 years since uni?
Yeah, and to be honest, I feel like our friendship became better with time.
I think we actually became really tight right after NYSC. Your NYSC.
Yeah.
Like, we've always been friends.
Yeah, we've always...
But then, because we didn't have the same circle...
Yeah, no, definitely
it was
not.
different course, different circle.
Yeah.
And then once we stopped staying in the same room, it was harder, but like, it was still there.
Yeah.
I think the last time I hung out with you properly, before December, was your birthday in 2018.
Okay, yeah.
You wore this purple dress. Do you remember?
And do you know, I remember that day when Groovy.
Ah,
Where's Groovy? I swear I
do
remember.
you know that Groovy's has a different name now?
What's the name now?
For the life of me, I don't know.
We went to Groovy and we're sitting there. I don't know why I have that. Like, that's the longest memory I have of you.
Same.
I remember meeting you at the ATM in Chapel. And
yeah, I remember that.
We
too.
Then went to Groovy.
And then we still came back to your hostel.
Yeah. That is the longest memory I have.
I'm sure I have that picture somewhere.
I know I have that purple outfit picture, but I just don't know if I have it with you in it.
It was a selfie and it was with filter, and our necks looked so dark and the face looked so caked up.
Because I had makeup on, so a birthday beat and everything, and then I just remember we were sitting in, I don't know what we went there for.
I think we went to eat Indomie.
We were there, but we're in Groovy. And yeah, we're just chilling there. I think what it is with me and you is that towards you is that I never had any bad memory of you. So it was always easy to think of you and think of you as a friend and like think of you as good, because whenever like your name would come up or anything, and I didn't have any bad experience with you personally.
I thought we even never had a fight.
Oh yeah, we definitely have. When you used to act up.
When there's act up, you must talk about it. They are very stupid.
You used to act like you're on your period every 2 weeks.
Yeah, very mad. You can see you're the problem.
But the other time you were fighting with me and I didn't know you were fighting with me.
Oh.
Like, we have fights here and there. You're very annoying. You can be very annoying. And there was what he used to like piss me the fuck off. Guys, we're so mad. And the reason, I don't think I ever told you why. I don't think I ever told you why. Now I'll tell you. I think I'll tell you why.
What?
Whenever you told me rest,
you told
that
me
thing
now.
used to mess with my mind.
You told me. I
told you why.
After you said it, right?
The more reason why you wanted to
that was
do
not why. It was just, I speak to my siblings a lot.
So you always say
it's like the K thing. Like if somebody tells me to not tell them K, that I talk too often, it's going to be very hard because I would have finished typing it. Now
Then you
sometimes before I
remember.
say let me edit the message, you've seen it and you're already pissed.
Guy, that rest thing used to I hated being told.
It was my sister that started telling me rest.
I was
So when
like,
she
what?
said this morning I would do rest, it became let me tell you, if you see my sister's conversations, right, it's so passive aggressive.
Yeah.
That one time I was talking to her on the phone and her friends were so worried. Like, why is your sister so angry? And why are you so rude? But like to us,
Na normal band.
that was exactly. So the rest became a banter. And it was like, I used to use it with my siblings. Even my brother has what he has taken from my mother too.
Yeah.
That is just like, that's the way me and my siblings talk. And because I talk to them so often, it's easily...
Now in your vocabulary.
So anytime, it's like the saying of the K thing, right? It's like, you're not dipping it. Of course, if I say K to somebody, they might take serious offense, right? But like to you, you don't dip it, right? That's the way it is. So now I'm very conscious. If you notice, I've stopped now.
You had to stop, bro. I was going to actually stop talking to you for a while because I was like, this baby not even respecting my boundaries.
That was so funny to
I have
me.
made a boundary
Because
known
it was not
to you,
intentional.
and you are not respecting.
When you told me, I actually understood where you're coming from.
I was like, you're intentionally
And I was going to stop it.
trying to cross
But
a boundary. Like, the
I could
hell?
not.
That thing pained me so much. I know the one time that I was very angry with you. But another thing, I think our friendship is easier because we have... I think if we were friends when I was still learning about myself, understanding how friendships work, we wouldn't have been friends. Because like now I know better. I know how to be a better friend. Do you get? And then our friendship started to build when I was aware of how to be a better friend. So I know how to show up better for people. I know how to respect people's boundaries. Even though you're still learning, you're still a child. But I know how to respect people's boundaries and everything. So I think like now, if I get into a friendship intentionally, unless like me and that person are just not compatible, I can maintain the friendship. So yeah, I would say props to me, man. I'm doing amazing. I'm a better person and a better friend. Damn.
Because of me.
Yeah, no.
I have pushed it to be better, man.
Because of me, bro. Because of me, like mad.
Okay, bro.
Anywho.
You know me, I'm the emotional support animal.
Okay.
Therapy. So I've noticed
Super
that a good
duper
number of
key.
friends I have, like the only time we actually have conversations is when they have problems.
Now that you mentioned that, there was a time I began to feel that way. That is it every time. Because you're actually smart for your age.
Are you mad?
No, I'm going to say like you're actually very smart for your
Don't
age.
say for my age, I'm just smart for your age.
You're actually
Like,
smart
are you
for your
stupid?
age, you little girl.
You guys, I'm only 19.
You're brilliant, intelligent for your age, and
I think it's just
I'm joking. You actually
what's it called? Like the life experiences I've had to deal with.
and you
Like,
think
I
about,
had
and you know, they're not that deep.
You just think so.
I think you grew up quick.
That was it. That was what I was going to say. I actually had no choice. I had to grow up quickly.
Yeah, I think you grew up quick.
Because again, even when I felt like, when it wasn't like a requirement, right? The world was cheating me. So it was either learn to handle the world or just be in constant depression.
Yeah, I felt you grew up quickly, and that's good. That's good. That is good. You're mature. You have a mature mind
Thanks, dear.
for your age.
Thanks. Whatever you want to say. But like I was telling myself the other day that, like, I was talking to a friend, not my sister, and I was like, I feel like lately, people have just been ranting to me, and I've not been able to rant.
You don't have an outlet
because I only had one person that used to take all my problems, friends, family, school, everything, and now I don't talk to the person anymore.
Yeah.
So it was like I had a dumping ground, and that dumping ground is not.
It's full, so you can't empty it.
No, like dumping ground does not exist.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, but like you just feel like you're taking in a lot, and there's
and then he was like, oh, because we also talk. I talk to him a lot, and then he was like, oh, like what of him? I'm like, it's not that I'm not talking to people. I'm talking to people, but it's just like maybe like now it's like different people for like different things. Like there's certain things that may not want to talk to him about, right? And then he was like, oh, he understands. Whereas this other person, no matter the topic, whether it was important or not, whether it was disgusting or not, I didn't have a problem saying it. Alright, I'll find somebody else like that.
Yeah.
Only a matter of
Preferably
time.
that shouldn't be your husband. Preferably not.
Why?
Yeah, just spread it out.
Wasabi.
No. Spread it out. Preferably not your husband. Yeah, because let no one person be your everything but Jesus. Somebody shout hallelujah. Christians in the house shout hallelujah. I had some things I wanted to talk about regarding church, but like time is fast spent. It's like well over 2 hours.
Almost 3 at this point. So
oh my god, guys,
we'll record that down before you go tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we should conclude. In conclusion, what have we spoken about today?
Basically friendships, never have I ever.
Okay, what else did we cover?
How women enable men.
Yeah, and how people should be more intentional about telling men and women that like whatever you're receiving is not.
Where I'm like, oh, it's not just women, it's men and women, but this one
is men and
women should be more intentional about telling the truth.
Men too should be more intentional about telling the truth.
Men's discussions and that their own matter cannot end.
Because like I said, I know people that cannot never date down from an experience that they've had before.
And I think it just like it is what do you call that thing? Character development. Like if I've tasted something nice, why do I want to go down?
Exactly.
I was telling somebody that I don't think I can date somebody without a car. And they're like, oh, but you don't have a car. And I'm like, you don't know how hard I'm finding my life.
You see?
Because I literally went from driving
to now not. So I have a friend as well that thinks the same way. And you ask her, she'll say, oh no, like I like humble beginnings. Why
she doesn't like I told my sister that I've passed the age I can say I'm building from scratch with somebody.
She does not like
I'm not in that age anymore.
I think I'm still in that age.
I'm not in that age,
I'm still of that mentality. If
you cannot afford what me I can afford for myself, I'm starting from scratch.
Ooh,
I can't do that.
Sorry. Thank you. What else did we talk about? We spoke about how I came over to visit Rolly and how Rolly surprised me. We spoke about how long we've known each other. I love them so much. I love them very, very much. I'm actually very shocked that you got me those things. I know that you had been saying, oh, you gift me that, but I've been I didn't believe that.
I said I wanted to get it for Christmas. If you had not gotten one, again, because I don't want it to be like, what we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to drag or anything. So I was like, let me respect myself.
I didn't believe.
When you now mentioned it again today, I'm like, oh, it's still on your mind. I mean, yesterday, I was like, add to cart, check out, baby.
I did not believe it, bro.
Didn't you see when I checked out?
I saw it, but I didn't see when you were the one on the call. I didn't see when you checked out. I saw when you had gone to. What I thought was going to happen was that
just check it and see.
No, the payment, this thing that you were going to put in, like fill in information or something. That's what I thought.
Oh, you were saying you're going to pay one. And I was like, don't.
That was what I was saying.
Well, as I said, don't. And I just clicked done and it was done.
Guy, I didn't believe that it was done. I was mind blown, but I
was going to buy you the ordinary. But I think this one is better.
No, I
still have. Yeah. I was going to buy a perfume, but I forgot. It's already too late now anyway.
Oh no. I wouldn't even have been able to travel with it.
We said we'll buy the things we did last time.
True. But I'm appreciative. I've been taken care of so far. I spoke about what we had for breakfast. We had Papa and
you guys were going for lunch now. She wants to come pay me back for all my services.
Actually, I know you say you like tangible gifts, but the lunch is for the completion of that thing you completed the day that you hung up on me.
That's very stupid. You guys, goodbye.
So that's why I'm taking you out.
Guys, by the way, guys, don't mind all these your very stupid things. I'm not usually. Someone say I'm passive aggressive. Do you think I'm passive aggressive?
You have it in you. You're very much so. I think our friendship is like that too.
But I make you laugh.
Shut up your mouth.
I know. I make all my friends laugh.
Shut up, please.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Oh,
so
and
much.
by the way,
It was
she copied
lovely
my hair.
being here. Oh, I got
I take care of my
Goddess
friends.
braids
If you're my
done.
friend, just know I will
take
show
care of
you
me,
a
girl.
good.
I don't understand.
Goodbye,
I'm very
guys.
confused.
Don't forget to. I'll put. Do you want your social media? On something? No.
Yeah.
She's a private girly. She will think
I'm
about it.
I'm a private figure.
But you guys don't forget to follow me on Instagram at MOSANDRA. On TikTok MOSANDRA. On
Sandra.
YouTube Mosandra. I think it's MO and Sandra. Then what other social media is there?
There's
on X,
Twitter.
formerly known as Twitter, at I think it's Mosandra, MOSANDRAA. Then what else? I've said Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
Twitter.
It was lovely having
Threads.
a chat with y'all.
It was lovely. Thank you for coming on here
No problem.
and talking. Now we're gonna go eat to our heart's
Toodles.
content.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share, like, comment, ask questions. Bye.
Bye.